So I'm going to talk about the medicine wheel. Maybe if someone comes in, I will stop and pull some cards. Um, yeah, and also I'm eating. I actually, hi, there is someone in here already. So, um, thing is, I try to eat healthier, and this is like I don't know what it's called in English. Green cabbage. It would be translated from Swedish, but I don't know. So yeah. Anyways, I will talk about the medicine wheel. First of all, I will eat this while it's warm, and I try to distract myself because I actually like it though. I do like it, but at the same time, I like other things better. So, well, I will try. Yeah, I kind of like it. If you put a lot of spices in it, you can eat it. I mean, it's really healthy, and I like ghee. Some people don't like ghee. I have ghee to it, so yeah. And so I will talk and chew. Meanwhile, okay. First of all, when it comes to the medicine wheel, and also I have to say my computer, whatever it is, it needs to be cleaned or something. It's making loud sounds in the background. When it comes to the medicine wheel, why I share it is because I've found so many treasures there, and I also think that I've actually realized that it's accessible to anyone. To like, how can I say? It's like easy steps since it's you work first in the south, which is connected to the body and the senses, and the language there is obviously through the senses, what you can pick up and perceive, like, and the 3D, what you can touch, hear, you know that. And then in the West, there is about the mind and emotions, and the language there is words. And some people stay there. I feel it's a mental level. I mean, some people who even do these things, they keep working in a mental space. I also I do witchy things, and I've come across those who do that in a more psychological way, which isn't wrong. It's just on a different level. So, I mean, it's efficient. Anyhow, you can influence a lot of things on that level. So I hope it doesn't bother anyone that I chew, if anyone listens even. But anyway, you have to chew this quite for a long time. I didn't cook it for ever. I mean, it's healthy if it's not overcooked. So, but I like to chew it actually, and also it takes almost a half a day to get through one of these bowls of this. So, I mean, I'd have to do something else meanwhile. Yeah. So I really love to share it, and I share it for free because it's given for free from those initiations should be for free. Otherwise, you can charge somewhat for the time you spend teaching about it, but I prefer not to. So I think it's not mine. I don't own it. So therefore, I want to give it. It belongs to those that I give it to. So it's their nature, even. So anyway, when you come to North, it's about the spirit level. No, no, no. It's about the soul level and the language there is symbols or images and such. Even when it comes to words, they are symbols as much, but when they are like as symbols, that's on that level. For example, if you say the word sun can mean even sun the associations have meaning also on that level. Um, and then in the East, it's the level of spirit, which is then energy, the language of energy. And it's also said that they are also connected to that tradition, but you can use the totems or animals belonging to the area where you live also to work with. But so we do that sometimes in a group. Anyways, where we have like the wolf, the raven, the owl, such things. Anyways, this tradition comes from the Andes in Peru, and I won't go into the history of that, but there the totem in the south is the snake, and in the west is the jaguar or the puma or mountain lion, and in the north, actually you also call your ancestors in the north, but also it's the hummingbird, as well as in the east it would be the eagle and the condor. So what else? Yeah, it's also said, which I absolutely love. This is, I think, says the most to me about these levels. In the south, in the level of the 3D, it's very much the way you see the divine, or if you prefer to call it God, that is seen as outside of yourself. But it's actually just, not just, but it's different way of perceiving these levels are like changing perception. So you can choose also to be in either or even not see through all of them. But anyway, so you can't choose if you are just used to the 3D and don't know about the other levels much or aren't acquainted with them more. Then you're like stuck there. But if you get acquainted with them, or even more and more lean onto the knowing that you are soul and spirit, then you can work through the others in a different way. So, oh, the sound of this computer. But anyway, so that in the south, then you see the divine as outside of yourself, and in the west, you begin to see it as inside of yourself. It's also development, like you think children, how they think about it, and so on and so forth, although they know they're God, though. But anyway, so and in the north, then you see the divine working through you, or you experience it that way, the divine. So that's the way to describe it. And I mean, people get overwhelmed if you start on some other level. And also, the perceptions can't even touch, you can't even reach people if they aren't accustomed, and you start with that. Therefore, also, when you describe it, it's lost on people. It becomes just mental. This is an experiential tradition as well as witchcraft is, and so, or Wicca at least. And yeah, I think you could say that for witchcraft. But I mean, it's about your own experience. You have to experience it to know it, and then you know. So the ceremonies and all kinds of things, and even initiations and so on, the effect they have and how it works, that have to be your own experience. You can't like read it, and know it. It won't change a lot. So yeah, or just think about it and stay on that level. It doesn't work. So it depends in what in what pace someone does it, as well as what there are many different methods you can use in that in the medicine wheel. And I mean, I work through this more in depth every year, and every year also with a group, but myself as well. And I reach new levels all the time, and I also discover new ways to work with it. Um, and so you're never done with it. It's like continuous, but you reach you discover more and more of who you are and your power. Some people also talk about love and fear as those two like opposing forces. Many do, everyone, as far as I have heard, almost. But to me, I feel it's about fear or confidence, actually, because love is constant. I mean, that's always around and within. It's like that's the essence. But when it comes to fear, that is because we have forgotten when we have this ego perspective where we are very limited, as in the 3D experience of ourselves, that we are just our body, let's say, almost. Of course, people know that they have thoughts and emotions, but some people aren't very aware of those still, and so, or doesn't know. I mean, it works, can you say, more on a subconscious level or reactional level or so on, rather than being conscious of what's happening, reflecting on it, so, or being able to change it. So, anyways, you're very limited then, and that means the ego means that you are limited, but the ego also means that you have your own views and tastes and all that. You are your own person, so the ego isn't anything bad that you need to get rid of. Egotistic is something else. You don't care about what others. I mean, you don't give them the rights you feel that you should have yourself, and you don't. Those kinds of things. That's like egotistical. But when it comes to ego, that's our personality also. So that's something we shouldn't like dismiss or dislike. It's just what it is. But it's a limited experience of who we are. We are so much more than that, and we have so much more abilities. That's the thing. So what it have to do with is using or being aware of all the capacity we have, because that really changes everything. So and um, and we grow into it, and we also the shift over to discover more what we our eternal or divine self. That is gradual, and it's not only gradual. It's like we lean over more and more towards it if we work in this kind of way. It's not like it's total, like in that kind of sense. And we can always change the levels, but we can never go back in let's say our evolution or our when we have understood a certain level or certain things. We know that we cannot pretend not to know it, because we do know it. Oh, let's see what's happening here. Maybe someone is nothing really. It was, or nothing, I should say. Okay, so I did a really crappy job in Swedish trying to randomly describe this, so I tried to do it in English instead. Um. So what else? Yeah, that's what it's about. So the smaller you feel, I mean, the more limited your perception is, the more fear. I mean, then you know that there are so many stronger forces outside of you that will, so to speak, beat you. Then you know that, I mean, we all are kind of limited in a physical sense, but I mean, the fear is valid, let's say, on that level. But the more you identify with who you truly are, in essence, then the fear goes away. So it's a gradual expansion of consciousness, you could say, or awareness of who you are, or the perception of who you are. And what else? What else? Oh, let's see. Yeah, don't plan these things. Mm, what else? Um, yeah, it's like very natural actually. So and you know, discovering our power or our capabilities or so on, how much we can influence, that can be very also create fear, because that is, that saying, I don't know, but how it goes now, but it's very popular kind of the way it's some quote where it's not our littleness, or let's say, that we fear the most. It's rather our power, what we truly are capable of, or who we truly are. So when we start to discover that, it's like a little bit shocking experience. Gradually, we first we need to dip our toes and touch onto certain things, because it becomes really overwhelming if things start to happen immediately, if we see all kinds of synchronicities, when we communicate. There is also this saying about when the shaman um, call on, let's say how it goes then, the spirit answers or something like that. And I believe that is actually special. I don't think that goes for like everyone, because I mean, we all get answers all the time from everywhere actually. But at the same time, um, there is a mutual agreement between the shaman and the spirit world, where when they call, I answer. So it's not that it's one sided, and therefore they always come when I call, because I always come when they call. So, and what do I mean with that? There are many things. I don't always listen, I can tell you that. For example, they have told me for years and years, eat better. Do I do it? I try though. I do it sometimes, but I don't make any promises. But they are patient, and they keep telling me what I already sometimes know. But also, what it means to me is that when they show me things, other people need something, then I'm there for them. I'm not here doing my ego business thing. I'm here to serve. I'm here to be a could you say vessel or channel? I'm here to do what they want me to do, in that sense. So, so spontaneously, it happens to me very, very often that I see even animals I can see, or anything, but also people. I see what they need, or if they don't feel well or so on, and I contact them then, and ask if they want to know what I have seen. Usually, and it's always correct, and they are very happy that someone could see it. Sometimes there are no outer signs. They can seem like the happiest, most cheerful, successful people in the world, and it's not what's going on really in their life, and they need that validation of someone caring and someone seeing them and what's going on, and also being able then to help with certain things, certain methods of healing or whatever, um, um, or messages even can be healing in themselves. Um, so yeah, and also the word, I've heard some sayings about you shouldn't call yourself a shaman, but then again, my spirit guides, maybe they are a little bit rebels like myself. No, but they say that I can call myself that, so I do. I trust them rather than humans' limitations of whatever. Anyways, yeah. So the medicine wheel is the perfect way of working. I do many different things, but since it also, I mean, one thing that happens to me when I've always been actually drawn to the spiritual things, let's say, and but I felt that something was missing when it was about all the in the heavens and whatever. And this is about the wholeness, which everything I do is. Also the Ayurveda and so. And that it's gradual, step by step. You can take it. Also, what actually someone can digest at the time. So, I mean, there is never the same exact medicine wheel anyone does, not even when I do it myself. I mean, it's it deepens, and it's about what fits you right then and there, and what you are able to, yeah, where you are on your journey, and that's perfect. It's nothing wrong to be on different at different places or different stages, you could say. So, but to help, to be able to help others to discover their essence and their power, really, truly, and confidence. That's so rewarding in itself. I mean, that's the best thing you could ever do, I feel. And so, yeah, maybe I should say something else. But as I said, it's hard to describe those other levels. Everything is about experience. You couldn't explain for someone who couldn't like hear or see what it is like, really, as little as you can describe those other levels. But most people know now what that is. You don't have to describe it. But also to take care of the physical. I mean, which is the most struggling part for me to even, yeah, to not dismiss and ignore that, because that's what we live through, and in we can't do much here without it, or we could, but yeah. So therefore, also the yoga and everything is marvelous to me. Yeah, well, but now it's about the medicine. What else? So yeah, I mean, on the level of the mind, I mean, mind is so powerful. So I really do understand why people stay there. There are many reasons for that, actually. But I feel like if you stay there, the mind is more than the thought, even. But the mind, when you are in that level of mind, you still always, the mind doesn't bring things together. The mind separates things into tinier and tinier pieces, like to, you know, detail. I mean, it can go on forever. So also this whole, wherever you have an answer, you have a question, a new question, and it keeps going. You know, the mind is in constant process also of expansion. But the thing is, if you stay there, the same with the cards or whatever you work with, the then you can sell that pretty well. I mean, if you're into selling things, because then you will never ever be satisfied. The mind always wants more. The mind are never pleased. It's constantly craves. It feels like it's lacking in a way, in a sense, then, because it can never be whole, which is because it's not its function. Actually, you can use the mind for many things and have fun with it a lot also, and it's a powerful, very very powerful tool in creating things. When it comes to even affirmations and so on, that is also another thing in the West, which is the level of the mind, the thoughts and emotions and so and mind. That is also where prayer comes in, while in the East with the eagle and so and condor, that's meditation, and in between is the shaman, the one that travels. I guess you could say the mediumship also is in between, although then you just, as a shaman, you move into the other worlds and travel there and changes things and influence things. And in mediumship, you are passive and you stay here in this realm, so to speak, this world, while receiving messages from that other world, if you understand. So I mean, it's a more, actually more dangerous path to be a shaman. Yeah, and it takes more energy as well than just receiving. So yeah, but anyways, in I mean, it's quite a tough journey as well, and I'm not the softest person ever. And in when you come to that level of the mind and emotions, where it have to do also with touching on to fears a lot, it's about becoming more fearless. Then you you need to see through certain things, and it's not comfortable. That path isn't always very comfortable. It's pretty uncomfortable to some degree when you see through some illusions you have, or especially seeing through what you project onto others, and starting to, I mean, you have to be ready to understand your own power. You need to stop projecting outwards. I mean, you can do it, but be aware of it then, if so. But we also, our shadow self, if you say, isn't only the negative or things we don't like, it's even the good things that we don't see in ourselves. So to be able to see clearer and to understand our power and how we create through that level of perception, that's both an awesome discovery, and people get oftentimes almost back off a bit because it's too efficient actually to begin with, and it's even more, I mean, as they say, with affirmations and visualizations, it was what you more do in the, or train yourself more to do in the north, then where there also are more journeys as such, so you can see them. But you can do journeys without seeing them, but we usually believe what we see, so that way it have a stronger impact on our own trust in what we do, let's say. But you can work without seeing. You can work in imagining and experiencing through all other inner senses as well, on that level of the north. But anyways, when it comes to affirmations, I don't know how you should label that, but I guess that if you think about affirmations, when you start to understand that that's so easy for people, so therefore that's a good thing also to start with. But when you realize how efficient that is, then and also how much resistance you have, that comes in oftentimes in as much power as the power you gain from pulling through that, let's say. But that is very, very powerful. But it's just like a tiny, let's say, an affirmation would be like, on a scale, have efficiency of like 1, while visualizations would be like 1,000 or even way more than so. Visualizations is very powerful. So and also, I mean, as I said, I also do witchy things, and then I work with nature and so on in shamanism. Obviously, that's part of it, and the communication and the oneness with it all. And that is also something I do, obviously, in witchy things. Work with certain herbs. Yeah, everything, everything have a vibration and so on. So colors, everything have can support your vision, let's say, or your aim. So it's about knowing. It's about mainly knowing who you are. Then that's it, actually. But that there also is a whole universe that can be used as, so to speak, support. Yeah. And energy is then the highest form. Actually, previously I only worked through, you could say mind, but through the level of north of visualizations and energy. Like I worked with my energy, and that was enough. But then again, I find it fun with the crafts, let's say witchcraft, but the crafts when it comes to all kinds of things, magical, if you call them magical, which is just part of nature that we haven't scientifically been able to describe yet, and maybe we won't. I mean, that's also on this mind thought level, but it's not that it's beyond description. It's just that our capacity isn't capable of understanding that. So, and maybe it's not possible on that level. Just some things, I mean, from that divided perspective, you cannot describe wholeness, because there is always that like part of its mechanism of the brain, or brain, like say the mind thoughts. So so what you do in the medicine, will you work gradually through these things on a level that is maybe highly uncomfortable. No, but it's a little bit uncomfortable at least. And you decide, yourself, how far down that sort of rabbit hole you want to go. I mean, if you want to push it a bit, which many do, and they find it fun, and more so fun when they realize how true it is, then. So, but it's up to you to feel where your boundaries are, what you can deal with at the time, and what you are comfortable doing. But I can assure you it will not be comfortable. I mean, to see through things, we have, well, both. It's both, luckily. I mean, because at the same time as we discover how it was our own perception that created a lot of things, at the same time we get it back, that power to not be subjected to our own default dreaming, so to speak, a default creating. Is like, they also say that there are dreamers and there are dreamed, and that is what we do. Hi. Hi. What does it say? This is some I don't know. Yeah, keep going. I don't know what you think. Anyway, so yeah, that's what that is. So when you realize that you can be a dreamer instead being dreamed by the world, so to speak, that becomes a little bit more fun then. So what else? Yeah, but also it's about healing very much, obviously. Shamanism is. So if you want to ask something, if you're still here, you are welcome. But I think it was just like, I don't know, anything else. But so, and sometimes that's all it's about, depending on where we are at. Some people, if they have a lot of physical things to deal with, and you shouldn't rush things, you shouldn't push it. I mean, I'm not that person who really, yeah, I'm a very cuddly person. I mean, I'm not the person who will try to be like soothing, and I mean I'm kind. I feel I mean well. I always mean well, but I will say it as it is. I will be straightforward, and that is too much for some people to hear, and therefore it doesn't work. I mean, some people won't prefer me. They would want someone softer or someone like sweeter, and that's okay. But yeah, if they ask, I will say what I see. So, but for some people, it's about, and I mean, for all of us, actually, it's about repairing ourselves in a way on all these levels. Yeah, in a sense, it is. So, and also to discover this fact, as I feel that love is always around. I mean, it's always inside everywhere. Love is there. So, and therefore, also, I feel that this. It's also there when it's this division. It's also there in the fear. It's about love, obviously. I mean, we love ourselves if we fear to lose something, if we fear to lose ourselves or so. So, but to discover that we are it and that everything is it, um, that becomes a different thing totally. But it doesn't really change. I mean, love is also a very misused word. So therefore, I like this whole, especially I think sometimes for women, that the word fear and love can become like very so. Oh, come, not come on and be very humble, but a little bit. I think confidence is it's better. It's a better word for me, anyways. That's what it is about. Hmm. But it's not a cocky ego confidence like that. But it could be. It's nothing wrong with that, though. But yeah, I think it could be like as religions always have been, created to control people. When you have that description of it as fear as opposed to love energy, it's a way to even try to humble people down. I mean, into molding people into a certain frame or certain accepted, I do like quote unquote uh, behaviors or I mean, it's a way to limit what is allowed for you to be, which have no limits. There is no limit to it. It's up to you. But to so it goes hand in hand. Obviously, I mean it's not a loveless confidence. That wouldn't be any confidence. That would be like just being cut off in some sort of way. So yeah, but I think it can be, and I feel that it is misused also in even those not those structured religions, but also more new age, if you could call them that, then variations. That is also can also be like that. Like, oh, if you aren't all this loving all the time, then you now live in fear. I don't know. I'm sorry that I do that with my voice, but I mean, yeah, I really it makes me cringe when I hear things like, or I hear that even sometimes that kind of voice make me, uh, it's something in it that make my like horns grow. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what I am about and what I think is important is authenticity and the confidence in that, in what you truly are, not what you try to form yourself as if or if, as would be accepted or applauded. Like, yeah. So, oh, I need to keep eating this bowl. It will never end, so I will speak forever until this is done. It's way easier to eat it though now when I can concentrate on something else. Now my spirit kind of happy. I guess they bug me with the whole eating thing. Yeah. So, what else? Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. So, and recently also, I was in this. It was lost. I knew that beforehand, which irritated me because I sometimes that's disturbing to know things beforehand. And I said it to my mom that, oh, this won't work. I mean, you create also with your thoughts, so you should be careful not to project it. But something is not as it should hear it. I mean, it will not work for somehow. So anyway, I knew that. So it was just like 1/3 of it that was left from that pod that I was in. And I also thought, communicating with spirits, that if this doesn't work, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't go into others' podcasts. And I think that's a good idea, actually. A really good idea. So it was good. But where it ended in that podcast, I think she meant well. I don't think it was, but that's an example of what I think I answered that afterwards or said something about it, but it didn't. It was lost, let's say, then, or erased or whatever. Um, but for example, when it comes to saying that other people's experiences are, she said something like, I, I, you could call it challenges to be more positive or something. And I believe you can do that when you talk about yourself, or if you have a group and they want to change their way of using words, let's say, or be more aware of how it, whatever. But I think it's things like that. It's like the it's like the law of attraction, up, downwards. Now what can you say? Upside down, because because it's totally different to say it about yourself. About when you say that you prefer to use, you yourself prefer to use that. But if you talk like that to someone else's that have gone through whatever that you don't know or haven't been in, that's really degrading and really not awesome. You know, you can't like do that in someone else's shoes when you haven't been in them and don't know where exactly they are. So, anyways, or you can obviously, but that's when what I mean with things sometimes goes wrong with all the positive thinking also, or even love as a or being humble or stuff like that. That can really keep people obedient or stuck in a certain way. They can be like, let's say, now I do quote unquote again, wild and free in whatever accepted little controlled way. I don't know. And I get all upset when I'm talking about it, so I should just do, hi, someone is in here. Hi. Anyway, I will keep talking. So there are steps, and the in this medicine wheel, I have some cards here if someone wants to ask me about that. Otherwise, I will just continue talking about the medicine wheel for a while and chew on this food I have here. Anyways, there are steps on this, and I do them then with groups for a whole year. We meet like 22 times, 21 times. And the thing is, I've also seen how it is exactly connected to the major arcana in tarot, which is, but you don't have time to do everything at once. But that's marvelous. When I saw that, the connection with all this was like, wow, awesome. But anyway, the aim, let's say, is to not get stuck on these methods or anything. It's diving through that hole at the center of also the peace stone as you use in this Munaki tradition or this shamanic tradition. But I was a shaman before I met this tradition, though. I was like guided to it very strongly and clearly. Anyways, so it's like not only let's say diving through the hole, but to yeah, become invisible in a way, to understand yourself without identifying with these outer things. Yeah, you could say. So I wonder if there's something else to say there. There is so much to say, and especially about this particular tradition, but also when I do journeys, and so I can do journeying for others, and if I do mediumship readings and so on, also I sometimes do. In a way, if guided by spirit, if they say that I should go pick up something from past lives or so on, or go into the future, or whatever they say, I will do. So, but usually I think it's best if people do that themselves when they are ready, because it will be a much more profound experience. And many people can easily do that, even if they haven't even ever been close to doing things like this, meeting their own spirit animals or totem animals, and yeah, whatever they need to see and meet, and even soul retrievals, when you call back a part of yourself, a part of your own energy that somehow detached to protect itself. And your soul knows what to do, so you don't need to guide people oftentimes. If you, for example, use a drum and they journey on those sounds, the Mother Earth's heartbeats, the soul will know where to go and how to find that part and how to bring it back. So we can trust that. Yeah. And I feel that is the most powerful way, rather than giving guided visualization journeys. Although that is also valid, and at least to begin with, that can be, I don't know. I think it's stress oftentimes that blocks it, or sometimes even willpower, that you decide that you should, you know, be able to see auras or energies, or be able to journey. I mean, you don't relax into it, and therefore it get blocked. Otherwise, it's available to all of us. We all have dreams, and so it's there for everyone. It's very easy. It's just about practicing using it. So yeah, and what it's about is not to become like to reach a certain point where you have all the answers or anything. It's rather to become more and more, in awe about everything, I guess. I mean, life itself. It's not that you, in a way, gain more answers. You know more and more. You certainly do. But at the same time, you realize more of the vastness of this mysterious life. Yeah. And that is in itself wonderful. I mean, you wouldn't want it any other way. So let's see, someone is here also. Well, so I put up an old picture with stars, one that was like 3 years old, but anyways, it had like starry things around it on my Facebook. Anyway, so yeah, and as I said, also everything is communicating all the time, whether we do understand it or not. It's not like you use no that you need, for example, me or anyone or any particular method, or I mean, you are it, and the soul and the spirit and the energy is constant. It can never be lost. It's always there for everyone. There is no exception. And so if we start to realize the communication, then it's everywhere. We don't need any cards, or we don't need, it's always there. Yeah. So, and I could go into talking about all the experiences and I shouldn't do that, but I've seen so many marvelous things. Also, like, it sounds like hallucinations, I'm sure, for people who haven't done or experienced this. But the things I've seen also in so-called clouds that aren't even in clouds actually, but also when it have not been that, it have been like so perfected real things that I've seen, but in sort of cloud forms, let's say. That is so amazing, so amazing. First time when I was on train towards, I think it was the first time that I was going to meet the group of witches I worked with for a while. And I was like, I don't know what I was, 25 maybe or something. And maybe some years older. But then I saw this red dragon flying alongside the train. I mean, it was like, I mean, it wasn't, I can't even describe how clear it was. And it was as if it could have maybe been a cloud. I don't think if anyone else in the train even looked out, because they would have. Sometimes I've also taken pictures of certain things so that others could have seen what I've seen. So that it's not my only brain, let's say, creating or projecting things, although it could be certain things, certain times. But anyways, that was amazing to see. And it kept flying alongside with the train, where are like not close to the window, but a bit up in the sky there. So beautiful and so amazing. Yeah. But anyways, hi, someone else is in here. Maybe you want me to pull some cards for you. I keep drifting. I talk about the medicine wheel here. Thank you for the like, whomever you are. Yeah, and also working together with people, obviously you learn a lot more. I mean, I learn as much as those who are in these groups of the medicine with me as I could ever teach them. I mean, the things you gain, and not now I also drift, but when you work also together, let's say in a witchy way, and create together with others, then if you have the same aim or focus and aspiration, then the power you could have together with more minds, let's say, more soul spirit, the stronger the power. But then again, if it's scattered or if people aren't aligned, I mean, you always learn as much, sometimes even more then. But yeah, it's good to be somewhat harmonious if you work closely, especially if you would work like magically. So, but it takes courage. It's not like a pat on the back way of working in the medicine wheel, not with me anyways, although I'm kind. So it takes boldness, yeah, for anyone to do it. So, and I think many want the results, but they don't want to go through the process of it, and that doesn't work. It's impossible, truly. So, I mean, it's not like it's impossible to reach if you don't do it with me or the way I do it. I'm not saying that, but you have to work through it through your life, if nothing else. So, and you, I mean, you will meet those challenges that help you discover these parts anyways, if not in this life, in the future you will. So yeah. So yeah, I also feel that in many cases I work backwards. I've been doing the other levels, but now I have to do the whole physical thing. Oh, Sorry. Mm. I've ignored those things that I felt that they weren't as important. Even like keeping my home in a tidy way. I love a mess. I do that. It's not that I want it in a way, but I love that things are alive. So if I come to a place where it's very minimalistic or very, I mean, I love when it's clean and it's beautiful like that. Oh, that's wonderful. But around myself, I love that things are going on, kind of. So I have all my things everywhere, kind of. But I try to get more organized in that sense because, yeah, it really makes life way easier and so on. So, but that's where the toughest level for me to work. The other ones are just fun. That's like awesome. Okay, there are a few few things I have to work with on the mind level too sometimes when I meet some challenges there, but not much, I must say. Yeah. Okay, so how cocky is that to say? Some people, if someone listens to this, but oh yeah, you think. And it's also called in the South, it's called the beauty way. It's like when you let go of the past and see how all experiences also have strengthened you or taught you things that you can also share and so on, that there have been a meaning and a purpose of things in things. um so you can shed that. You don't have to hold on to things that have been what you thought or even been unfair or whatever. You can just start to look for the beauty. And that is another thing when you work in the West, where people then get stuck sometimes. um it's like you pull away the weeds so that good things can grow. And when you come to the North, that's where you start to nourish the flowers, like this hummingbird, um, like just eating this nectar. So in the south, it's called the beauty way, where you start to see the beauty of the journey, and also yourself and everything. But and in the um, West, it's called the luminous warrior because you need that bravery to go through those things. It's like meeting the shadows and so on, fears and stuff. Um, and then in the North, um, it's the sage, or I guess you could call the wise one, which also sometimes is called the East. But that's the path of the visionary, where you see where you can see clearer, also where you don't where you aren't blinded by those illusions you had in the West, or your fears, let's say. um, and you're brave enough to have strong, clearer, I mean not clear but bolder visions. Yeah, because I hear that also we used to sometimes then during this path go back and forth a bit. So someone who have discovered a lot of their power, so to speak, can start to discover, not discover, but describe their visions as very, very small, very, very realistic in a way, you know, even tiny, the most close by, where you, I mean, yeah. And then you realize, wow, there is a lot more to work with here. I mean, if that would be what they wanted, truly, fully, but it's rather that, wow, this may be possible. While in then the East, you see possibilities, even in the problems and in everything you meet. Also, the path of the wise, or the enlightened, you could actually say. As I said, also when I tried to describe this previously, to me it's like the shaman would be as the bodhisattva, when you, if you should speak in Buddhist terms, the one who comes back to heal this world, just who stay here to help. while the Buddha, I mean, the Bodhisattva is enlightened as the Buddha. It's just this, it doesn't leave the suffering well behind, let's say. So, and the Buddha would be then the East. But you still have all these intertwined you say, in each other, all these levels, yeah, of perception. But it's not to be limited by them. That's the thing. So, and also, even emotions can be very scary. I mean, you have to be careful with what you. So I don't push people in that sense. I just, what I do, which can seem a little bit harsh sometimes, is that I don't buy into bullshit. I don't. If people try to bullshit me, I let them know, and they don't like that. And I don't care. No, but actually, because I mean, actually, it's not me; it's themselves they fool, So therefore, I confront that, and especially if that is if it's common that it works, that is actually possible to do without being detected. Let's say with whatever stories and so on, and that's not to be mean to anyone. It's to be direct and to be authentic, to say what I see, because I'm not the only one seeing it. Some people pick up things without confronting it, and some people even don't consciously get what it is they pick up, but they do. And so the problem for those persons that's still there. So the only way is to be able to see through it and take that responsibility for the part that is our own, because that's where the power lies. That's where we can gain strength, But it's painful, let's say, for the ego sometimes to see through things. So yeah, it's not the most fun fun area to work with sometimes, because you meet so much defenses as well. I mean, from my perspective, or maybe attacks even, and so. But that's okay. I mean, I understand where that come from, and I also understand when it does not work for people to do that with me. But my aim is to be that reflection so that they can see. If they aren't ready to do so and it's not for them, that's fine. That's totally fine. And it is absolutely okay. Because also, in that sense, I am gentle, I feel, because I don't think you should push anyone deeper than they are willing to dive. It's only when they push in a false way, if you understand, then I will confront what's going on. But I won't drag someone down to a depth they are not ready to be in, or even when it comes to certain methods of working in the shamanic way, I will be careful. As well as recently also I met a woman who realizes that herself, that she probably would gain something from soul retrieval. But then I said, well, maybe since some people are around still that have or let's say cause those defenses or that energy to disconnect, then it would be to bring that energy back to a sort of abusive situation, and that's not loving. So I said to her, maybe in time, I mean, we start on a different level, in a more gentle way to work in this. But she was happy with that. So, but I mean, yeah. So it all comes down to caring still, and also being responsible as people give you the what is it? The word is it confidence? No, but when people, share their lives and everything. Of course, I want to be respectful and good to them. That's like what I'm doing. So, yeah. But then again, yeah. Sometimes, and I can realize that usually they realize it themselves pretty quickly, also. But I can realize that pretty quickly when you start. It's not for everyone. This journey is not. It's not when it's not that I dislike it, things being questioned. I really like that, but yeah, sometimes the defenses are too strong to even try. To even go close to whatever. Um, Oftentimes the thing that is blocking in that sense, I feel, oftentimes is pride. It's the ego uh, that is in the way. Yeah. A way of understanding what's going on, because that would, like, it wouldn't hurt, it wouldn't be in, like, it wouldn't harm anyone. It would just be like a crappy feeling for the ego. Yeah, and that's a good thing, but at the time we can't see that sometimes. So anyways, so then you can gradually working with the energy and light and so on, and get in touch more and more with the soul level and energy level. So there are many mild and soft ways to do that, and that is something also that I've told when I've come in contact with those. I bring that up now because if anyone ever have the time to listen to all of this, then they don't have to go through it. So if they feel like, wow, I may be very sensitive to these kinds of things, then maybe find someone else to work with who work in a softer way. I don't think it will gain as much though, but because if you just I don't know, if you confirm someone's, like, let's say, illusions or the projections and stuff, if you say, like, to someone who tell them, if this victim, this story about, or this savior victim, or what is this now, the third is like not accuser, but yeah, it could be, but that triangle, have you heard about that? Anyways, if someone start to talk in that, I mean, we are at times also victims in certain situations. You should never dismiss that. But if that keeps going on like a story on and on, and that's the only thing they sometimes actually, it's a lack of self-love that makes it impossible to see something else in yourself than being like a savior or a victim, because then you're a good person. And if that is so, um if you get so hurt by seeing something else, then you aren't ready. I mean, but you are ready to strengthen your self-love then. But then again, if you push it, it should be, I mean, never mind. Someone is in here. Yeah. If you want to say something, or I pull some cards for you, I will. I ramble around about the medicine wheel meanwhile. So, and if you're on Facebook and know my Facebook, you can ask questions there. If you don't see the chat here or something, I can see if someone say something, I think, there, so I can go there and check. Anyway, yeah, so you can work in much milder ways, and I always say that. I always inform people that you can do that if they get very defensive and so, but then then it often have gone too far, and they don't want that though. So I mean, they also provoked then and want me to like take on like I mean, or rather stay in this triangle thing. So without being aware of it, I'm sure, but still, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but yeah, well, you would understand if you went through that medicine wheel. Those who have done, I think, understand. Anyway, yeah, but you, as I said, you also work with nature in this tradition. For example, um, you are specially connected and protected as well by the spirits of the closest mountain to where you were born, according to this tradition, and the closest larger water from where you were born. And where I needed a lot of strength and protection, I feel I lived exactly in between those, the river and that mountaintop. I kind of was moved there, I felt, to, because the spirits of the area are very protective of you. So I still be very close by though, but now more to the feminine side of it. And that's really goes hand in hand totally when you see all these connections, and I see how that totally goes hand in hand with my inner the things I develop within myself. That's interesting. And also, I mean, as I talked about previously about healing and so on, and this. There is also a saying actually in when you talk about magic, about white and black magic, but it's only magic. It's like whatever you should talk about. Energy is energy. That's what it is, and you can use it whatever way. But a very good healer or even shaman, uh, they are able to. I'm saying not that they ever would, maybe depending on how aware they are, like consciously aware. Um, but they have the capacity to harm as much as they can do good. Similarly, as in the physical world, if you're very strong or so on, you can hurt, but you can also help equally. You know, help lift someone up or bring them down, so to speak. So energetically, that's you are never just a bright healer. You can have that intention, but that is not something that that you like. Yeah, you can be that in a way, but I mean, you still have the capacity. We all have it all, so you still have the capacity to do whatever. I mean, the stories I mean, not only stories, but in the world at large, in the now, it's very easy to see that what is described as the brightest or the good or whatever sometimes is absolutely the opposite, and that's the manipulation of it, you know, to and that's how you can be tricked also, because when you are on the mind level, that's where you trick yourself, obviously, but also others can, because the mind is easily fooled by this black or white or this us and them and all that kind of things. So anyways, so as I said, also there are certain tools used in this tradition: drums, rattles, bells, whatever, voice not the least, singing, so on, or making sounds. um in the shamanic tradition, and as I said about the witchy things, the whole natural world, even not the natural, even other things, whatever have some importance or symbolic meaning, also can be a tool for you. But when it comes to the drum, it's often talked about as the heartbeat of the Mother Earth, and yeah, that's really lovely to connect with. I find that the vibrations also of certain things. I have the singing bowl, for example, that really cleanses areas of energy. I also in yoga sing certain mantras that are very powerful. But yeah, I can really feel that with the drum. I mean, I don't have to do journeying or whatnot to feel how it cleanses the vibe to sit and just drum the whole vibrations of it. And oh, not the least, but I don't have any of those. But gong, wow. Oh, I would love to just stay for a week in gong bath, as they are called. I mean, in reality, not only online, it's different when you hear gong for real. Anyways, but that's also good online. So, but all these things aren't something you can just pick up on a course on the weekend or whatever. You can pick up a little bit, and you can also understand a lot in just your mind. But to practice, I mean, to become aware of, I mean, practice focus and those kinds of things are very important. But with kind of meditations and so on, and even that can be way too hard for people just to stop, to be still and quiet. That can be really a challenge for many, and sometimes even for myself. I really love that, but still I can rush around here and there. And even though I absolutely love to meditate, and not all even do, I don't understand how they get there, since they maybe dislike it. Maybe it's something within that they don't want to feel or so on then. But anyways, it takes practice also to some degree, or quite a lot actually. So it takes some work to do certain things, and also to become aware of your intentions. I mean, you can have all kinds of intentions that aren't really in your favor at all, because you are less aware of yourself. It can be your wishes or what you want or what drives you, can be things outside of yourself rather than actually you, because you are kind of detached or influenced so much by things you have learned or heard or others, and so. And therefore, yeah, this whole process touches on to many levels, as I said. Someone is here. I'm even happy that someone cares to listen. Actually, I will maybe have to check the Facebook if someone have said something there. I don't think so. No, not that I can see anyway. Yeah. So and as I said, also when I moved here to where I live now, all those frequencies, you also work with chakras in this tradition, but they are called navis, which means eyes. I mean, if you translate the word navis, and that's how I experience this, because you can perceive through them, through the chakras. And when I moved here, here when the sun shines even little tiny bit, the whole apartment bathes in rainbow colored light. It's really trippy. I so much love to live here, and I really feel that even stronger. I mean, I can see auras and so on, and see energy, anyways. But this is really physical, and you can photo it, and so it's like the cracks in the and the balcony stuff that makes it that way. But working with the chakras and cleaning this energy so it becomes clear, and as I said about this whole reflection in the outside world and the inside is it's so clear when you start to understand and notice it. But so you also work with energy like that, just purifying your energy, because you need to, because you take on a lot, and your thoughts, not the least, influence yourself a lot. And we are I think we sometimes try to prevent negative things, so to speak, or what we don't want, by preparing for it, almost like thinking about it a lot or all the time, and it really really dulls the frequency and energy of ourselves, and sometimes actually we create it or draw it to us rather than anything else when we do like that. So, but anyways, yeah, that's part of the work. It's different. These navis are described, and they go hand in hand with the initiations as well. There are 9 or 10, you could say, initiations also in this process of monarchy, but they are described a little bit different positioned also in the body as compared to yoga, which is most common then. But I mean, most people know about the yogic way of describing it. But yeah, what else? So also in journeys, aside from journeying backwards, so to speak, or forwards, how we think about it, it's like spiraling. But back in time or into the future, we also journey as they talk about the underworld or the world beneath and to the upper worlds, which can also actually be connected to the past and future, but also different energies that we connect with. For example, totems rather is found when we journey into the earth, and so as well as soul retrievals and so. But guides, higher, let's say, vibing guides and so on. And I don't mean that in the sense of better, just the frequency of the how rapid or the pace of the frequency is higher. That's why it's higher. So, as in sounds or colors and so on, it's not that one is better than the other. It's just different. And so that's also journeys that we do in that in the medicine wheel. What else? So yeah, so but as I said, I think I repeat myself now all the time. But oh, I need to eat this. Oh no, I can't hardly eat anymore. But you get full quickly because it takes such time to chew this. No, I can't eat more. Wow, I should really lose weight if I ate this a lot. It takes so much time to eat it, so I can't eat a lot. I'm full now. Anyway, oh my tooth. Yeah, so much of it is also preparation. Oh, I don't know if I kept saying that, but I began to talk about also in the West how you can then you take away much weeds. You work with those things, but in the North you start to give nourishment or actually start in the South with all these things, preparing the the ground, so to speak. But then the weeds will, if you give nourishment to the things you want, the weeds then will fall away by themselves. So they will be so few and far between. You don't have to focus on them so much or at all, even. So then you can, and that's when they talk about the law of attraction, I guess, or mirroring. That's when you get to that level, when you have done the worst of the shadow work or understood certain things about that, is when it becomes a little bit more fun also, or easy, when the vibe is higher. And yeah, then you can like what you need to do is not to pull something or force something to happen, or you can just relax into preparing it. You can like give it the right what do you say, you know, förutsättningar in Swedish, but you know, sunlight, water, whatever, if you think about growing something then, or growing food, whatever. And then that's all you have to do, and things will show up in your world. Hey, I'm well. I'm just chewing on, I don't know what it's called. I mean, I have to check that. What I eat. I must check what it's called in English, actually. This is my last chew on that, because it's very, I think it's good though, but I have to, mm, I mean, I must see how it's, mm. Oh, it's kale, actually. I didn't know that. I read that everywhere. Kale is so healthy, but it takes forever to eat it. No, it's not tasty. Well, it's a little bit tasty, but it's not like candy, no. I will not take more of this now. Oh, no, no, I couldn't eat more of that. So I'm good. How are you? Have you ever done the medicine wheel? Something like that? I mean, or taught something maybe. Because if you aren't open to be taught, then you can't learn. It's like this Buddhist teaching, about oh, the sound of the computer. Now it's starting to act up again. Um, about when the teacher pours tea into the cup, but the cup is already full, so it overflows because you can't fill it with more if it's not emptied. That's what you do in the West. Then you can fill it. It's also like this sixth, or when you know this star where 6 points, where one is pointing upwards and one downwards. One is like a cup, you can think, or a chalice or something, and the other one is what's pointing downwards. And you need first to get the crap out of the subconscious until you can. I hope this is not. No, it haven't stopped now. Yeah, yeah. Apparently, I do too. It seems. What the? I mean, yeah. But I'm quite hard. So if you learn through me, then you get a tough lesson coming your way. Do, so since you want to, then you want cards. I have the Voodoo Tarot here. Is that something for you then? I will pick a card for you from the Voodoo Tarot. Let's see what they say today. No, I really love them. I'm just kidding when I say that, because this is to me love. This is not something mean or evil in it. I have a voodoo priest as one of my spirit guides. He's not mean. He's very sweet. He could be though, if need be. He tries to teach me. They try to teach me, but let's see if they want to say something to you then. I have to shuffle them quite a lot. Maybe not this deck. Maybe something else. I have the mystical moments here. I have some other cards. Maybe not this. It was too tough for you. I'm sorry. As you know, mystical moments. I would try that one. You must stop me if you don't want a message. Otherwise, I would push it on you. You have been here for so long, so you can take it. Yeah. Uh, that was very hard to eat all that kale. Mm-hmm. Oh, you got the sun, but it came reversed. So what is this? It could be like, as I said as an example before, the sun and the sun, like the child sun, could be a message here as well. But the sun card is so lovely and beautiful. You know, um, that's about. This is a woman. She's hiding one eye with a swallow. Talking about eating and swallow now. No, 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 no. A swallow. A bird thing. Yeah. So I think this is a bright person. I think this might be you. I think this is a very bright. It could be a bright person in intelligence as well, but also a happy spirited, glad person actually. But this person is hiding a bit behind this little dark bird. So I believe you're very cheerful, quite actually, because sometimes you write about the opposite sort of. But I don't pick up that from the card. But it was, on the other hand, it was a reversed. It came up reversed, so maybe it means someone that is depressed. But you don't seem like. I feel very happy around this card and also your energy. So yeah. Anyway, so what do you think? The sun. You are obviously a son to someone, probably, if you are a guy, or maybe have one otherwise. But it's like shining here. Maybe it's me. I feel pretty. Usually it's like children also. It's not in this deck, so, but usually it's naked dancing children. I feel like very childish, childlike. Maybe not childish all the time, but many times. I have these. I have so childish thoughts sometimes. Like, for example, today I thought like it should be called hears, not ears. Like in Swedish also, öron, like höron. It sounds even more silly. And I was giggling about that by myself. So, I mean, if you have a childlike spirit, you have fun a lot. I do have a childlike one. It's very cheerful. Yeah. And silly. And I love that so much. I love to be around people that are as silly as I am. That's fun. I totally adore the little 5-year-old nephew. his way of being now. I mean, he's so bright and brilliant, also, but also so funny. I laugh, so I cry. Yeah, he is so funny. Yeah, they are smarter now, also kids, aren't they? They're very smart. But yeah, but most grown-ups, I think, are quite silly. But they hide it. But some people aren't. I mean, but they are, I guess, bored by life or something. I've never been bored. I don't know. So, do you understand that? I also hear, I saw that recently. There is a guy that I met not long ago. He is super childish. I love that, but I don't think he loves my childishness. I can be pretty silly and pretty depressed. Oh yeah, sometimes that is the case also. Oh, that may be why it came upside down. It was like both things. Hmm. It's not good though. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's bad in a bad way. I will pick some other card for you then. How to? I mean, I guess you don't want to be depressed. No one wants that, right? So I will pick a card for some sort of advice to you here, if they want to. This is the Wizard Tarot, but they don't want to say something to you. So I will take the mystical moments again then. But yeah, anyways, recently I met this guy. I love to be around him because he's so childish. He's such a child. But then again, I'm too harsh. I don't think he can cope. But anyways, there is another one that I recently. Whoop! Here is for you now. Although I was talking about other people, but I will just say this now. He will I even say all this? But yeah, I saw previous lives kind of for that person, how he was able to change weathers and so on, among other things. And I've heard people do that very easily. Actually, I've met also quite close by those who can do that, change the winds and so on quite easily. Have you ever experienced something like that? I mean, oh, there is so much to discover. Here we have Ten of Swords and Two of Pentacles. Both are reversed here. But I think two things when I see these cards. And that is, first of all, Ten of Swords is like, you're defeated and also stabbed in the back so many times, like, and Two of Pentacles is very stressed out, or there are many things to handle at once. But both of these came reversed. But in this particular deck, the Ten of Swords is someone that is poked in the head by those long hair nails, kind of. And so I just think that you overthink like crazy. They are reversed, so maybe things are also too slow. It can be two things here, since I really don't like to use the reverse because it confuses me. But it could be that when things are too slow, there is too little happening. That's when you like overthink, or get like slow to a degree that you get depressed. But it could also be the other way around, actually, that these many things make you so stressed out. So there's too many things to handle, and your mind just go on speed dial. No, what is it called? Yeah, anyways. So you stress yourself out in the mind. Usually it is the mind, the thoughts that create whatever. Yeah, but these are both physical and mental. So it could be like a physical imbalance also that is stressing you out. But yeah, something like that. But that was not a lot of advice. Maybe to take it easier. I will see an advice again. Yeah, for sure. An advice how to. Here is the Emperor. What you need to do, dear, is to take charge. I mean, yeah, that's what you need. Emperor is very, very cocky. It's like a lion, if that would be in the signs, I mean, star signs sense. The emperor, own emperors, you are the one that command. I mean, you aren't, I don't think, but when you are, or you should. Yeah, that's when you aren't depressed. You get depressed when you let other things rule you, when you let other things pull you here and there, and that kind of thing, or adjust to others. You shouldn't do that probably at all if you could avoid. I think it's not too easy for you to do that. This one is kind, it's number 4 also. It's very square. You should be like that, so that people think, I mean, people don't like that obviously around others, but you would feel better. I also feel now, I mean, I feel a need to express. I feel like almost like inflammation in your lungs, let's say, or something, because it's there is so much. If it's anger or something in your chest, it's something you need to get off your chest. And yeah, that anger or what it is makes you depressed. You need to be way more harsh to feel good. I mean, you need to express it with words. You need to get it out towards those it have to do. I mean, you need to like, yeah, command. That's the right word for it. Straightforward, with point with your whole hands, kind of thing. And you need to be the one that rules what goes on. Emperor, not only in one area of your life, but in all areas of your life. Yeah, the Emperor is very special card, and that to get that as an advice means that you should be quite hard. That this could be almost a cold person sometimes, and yeah, cold in the sense of logical also. Not that you should ignore anything else, but yeah, you understand what I say, or but because I really totally feel that can you say fire, or that, yeah, that edgy or fiery energy in you that wants to be expressed. You have that commanding nature in you, but you may have when you dull it down, then you become depressed, I think, because it's a little bit uncomfortable to meet people. You can be too open. In what sense? I think you can be too open in the sense that you adjust, if so, because This is not being too open. What I feel now, I don't talk about the cards because I pick up something. I don't feel that you, and that's the problem. I think the problem is that you are not, or maybe you don't express anger, do you? Not that you need to go around shouting at people. I don't mean that, or be angry. So, but when you feel I mean, when you have that reaction to something, that you express it. You need to do that to not. Um, I mean, also when it comes to cooperate, I think you can be good at that, being open in that sense, like cooperating or whatever. But you shouldn't. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't cooperate with people, but I'm saying you should be the leader. You should be the one deciding. You shouldn't like hear. I mean, have a group discussion about the decisions. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's helpful for you anyways, if you find ways to not take others views into consideration. Just follow your own. Give yourself permission to be that emperor. You have the capability, the capacity to be. But I think yeah, if you are open, it's not in that sense. Have a few times in shops during lock times. What have you been doing there? Oh, well, now the computer starts again, being like crazy. Maybe I wanted another kale chew of kale. No, I don't think it had. Okay, what does that mean? RWS. Have you been like angry towards them, or told them straightforward, or whatever? What do you mean? In shock, in shock, no, verbal fight. Yeah, that's good. That's good. You need that more often. I mean, you don't need to fight, and you don't even need to be aggressive. Maybe first you need to be aggressive to understand that you get it out of your system. But I mean, you need to say your piece. You need to say what you mean. Yeah, actually, in a very clear and sometimes harsh way. I don't think you are way too hard. Over very stupid rules. Yeah, yeah. I've also been, oh, there was this time in this town in Coop. It's called this store. Now they have actually changed it. But oh, it was so disturbing, you know. And then I keep repeating about it then. But, anyways, I was also had so much clothes. I was so warm and everything. And I should just buy like one thing. It was something in the area where they have like dairy or those cold products there. And then they have made this, it was like one day until they should release all the restrictions, they said. And there was a guard. And I thought, you are so insane. There was this guard type of person who was standing, and you should go in line all around this inner place there, which means that there were so many more people gathering in there, because what I wanted was like at the end of the long queue there. I mean, the first thing where you would go out again, then, so I could like reach it with my arm, just stretching it and pick that thing up and go. So, but then I should follow the line, but I didn't, because I said something. I thought about going to the supervising, whatever, being angry at them. But then again, I thought, oh, okay, go on, be as stupid as you need to be. But then again, they have their rules, whatever. But I mean, yeah, it was not about anyone getting infected or whatever, because that would be much more if they would everyone push together, go all around there. So. Yeah, it's oh wow, it's so weird, everything. Yeah, yeah, that's good, that's good. But you need to, in all kinds of areas, you need to out with it. you have such a because you are very good at that also. You're very you have oversight, overview, like you have this ability. Not everyone have the ability to deal with many things like that emperor. You have that I mean, you can keep things together and make them work, but if other people get involved in those decisions and whatnot, then things won't work well, and then I guess you get a little bit also low because things start to yeah, it doesn't function as you wish, like. So but you have that capacity to rule worlds, yes. And you should be the one doing it, no one else. I mean, around you, that is. Yeah. uh, yeah, and it's good for others to hear that because they apparently aren't as clear-sighted as you are in whatever the situations are around your life. So yeah, yeah. So the more you get that out, the less depressed you will get. But so, and you will also feel less need to be angry. Get so. I get heated quite lot, quite easy. You know, also when it comes to Ayurveda, by the way, and also when it comes to the doshas and what you have in your prakriti, what you're born with, as I mean, of the balance of all the elements in your body. I have mostly Vata and Kapha, which is air and space and water and earth. I don't have a lot of fire, actually. Sweet. Wow. Depends on. Can I rule? You should not allow anyone to rule. The Empress, which is cool. I love that in the decks, actually. But when I was must say this first, the what was I going to talk about now? Yeah, about the elements. I don't have a lot of fire in my basic nature. Actually, I talked to a guy also recently that I went, oh, we was in the same class in 10 years from we were 6 to 16s. He was my boyfriend at the time when we were a little bit older than there, a few years also. But anyways, he had never seen me angry and I've never seen him angry. And I was like surprised when I realized for how long we have been sticking together and never. I mean, yeah, we are kind of not so angry people, anyways. But I even then I was quite not with him though, but I could be right, pretty pissed off easily. But I have these explosive, um, what can you say, flashes of those. Fiery things, but they go off quickly, and at 5 seconds afterwards, it's gone. But they can be very explosive when they do. But when it comes to the Empress, I think it's lovely in the tarot decks actually that she is laying there and she is more the visualizing type of person, being eating good. Now she have all the luxury around. The Emperor is the one working. He's doing that. He's keeping things. That's awesome. And she's just laying there in the luxury and having all these brilliant ideas, though, and making things beautiful. She does with all flowers and whatever, and herself, hopefully, also. But I mean, yeah, I kind of love that. I don't know if you've heard that. It's so awesome. But people get provoked by it. But I have to just, I think this is true. I must see if I can find it. I've said it many times before, so you have probably heard it. But I think this is awesome, and I think it's really true when it comes to the. Sorry, I'm seeking something. That's why I do. Here it is. Uh, about the chakras and males and females and so on. This is such a brilliant thing. I can't get over how brilliant this is. And I think that's what the Empress is doing also. She's like laid back. I'm not that kind of person. I'm a go getter kind of person, I guess. I have the puma as my one of my totems, and so um, my my I have a very like what can I say? In not active nature, but I like to hunt and chase. So I should be more like the Empress. It would be awesome. Just lay there waiting for the good stuff. Yeah. But then again, the Empress, she also rules her world. I mean, she actually does. She um, she's a creator very much. I think also females have, with our womb and everything, we have a different sort of creativity. We are different, males and females, and we should be. We are as awesome, but we are very different in our vibes. And this video by Lada Dunsheva, or what it's called, if I didn't send the right link, How to Become Irresistible to Men and Attract Love. The Secret of Female Power. I'm not sure about that though, but yeah, in a way, there is so much truth in here, in her video there. I don't know if I think I agree in most of it, but the title is is rather to pull someone in. It was a suggestion. I didn't Google to seek this. It was a suggestion by someone else. Yeah, but I think I've been more of a, never mind that. But the imbalance is easy. I want to be the Empress, yeah, at least in my own world. But do you mean to your emperor or what? I mean, it would be awesome, you know, if you too feisty. I would like to have one. If so, I mean, I would create my own. Yeah, I'm not feisty. I'm just like I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I bend easily. I wouldn't want anyone who do either. I mean, it should be. I mean, you need to meet. I mean, I want an emperor if I would have one. I want someone that could rule themselves, and I wouldn't want them to be anything less, than their best self. As I wouldn't want myself to be either. But well, I have some things to work on. But I don't know. But I think that, yeah, I've actually said that to someone. God, I'm too open, talking too much here now. But, I think I said that to the one that is also very childish and super funny. I miss him right now because I have been a little bit feisty and he doesn't like it. So, but, anyways, I can be a little much. I can be very intense, as they say. But I guess it's a way to say that. Yeah, it's this kind sort of way to say that. Yeah, you're way too much. Anyway, so therefore I talk here so others can relax a bit. No, but anyways, therefore I should need several so they can cope. Or an emperor. Yeah. No, but let's see now. Yeah, it would be awesome to find someone similar. Yeah, let's say. I don't want someone like me, obviously, but complementary. I mean, someone who. I mean, you don't need one person to match all. You don't need anything actually from any one person, but it also actually now I out certain people, but you don't know who they are. But so, for example, these childish person are not childish, but childlike or humorous. You could actually just say, person that I met. Uh, what was I going to say? Yeah, that's a really 3D person, which is so surprising because I'm the opposite. I tend to never ever almost be in this. But anyway, so I actually found that really, really relaxing because I'm always in this soul spirit space, doing things or working with personality, you know, working through, even in the shadow realm, let's say, or what's not. That's my life. Hello, Shaylee. So I find that it was super relaxing. I felt that wow, I don't think, because I have that all the time with other people and all that. So I'm not sure. I thought I needed someone who were on the same page like that. I'm not so sure though. Maybe what I need is someone who pull me down into this 3D rather. Do you want a card, Shaylee? Do you have a question to the cards or something? Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Do you have a question also? So, but I would really love to have a partner. Yeah, in crime. But I would love to share love with some. But I'm also very picky nowadays. Actually, you know, yeah, I think I am the empress actually already, without the emperor still. But how is my ex Alex currently feeling about me? Well, if you have been here before, I don't ask about someone else. I should first say that because that always comes up. I don't ask about someone else's feelings or intentions or whatever, thoughts or so, but I will pull a card for your relationship and maybe it even answers the question then. So I got the Knight of Cups, but it came reversed. So, how to even interpret this? I do that without knowing if I should even in the beginning interpret them reversed. So so probably you know the answer to that. If he very like, is there a possibility of reconciliation between me, my ex and I? This is Alex, that is your ex, right? If he does not come forward, I can say that apparently I don't know. I don't read this as in a psychic way, by the way, or mediumship, like getting messages. I'm just reading the card itself. So the Knight of Cups generally is one that is approaching you with like proposal almost, but this is reversed. So then I would think he have these like feelings are pouring out rather from his heart than he keep them there. So maybe there have been discussions or whatnot. I don't think, as I said, I didn't decide beforehand if I should even read them reversed. So, but since you ask, I would assume that he is not coming forward in that way, because then you wouldn't have that question, right? So I will ask that if it's a possibility for a reconciliation. I think if he would have feelings about you right now, he would have come forward and by the way, I say things straightforward, even if it hurts. So I think he would have showed that to you if that would be the case. Otherwise, no, right now. But in the future, your relationship in the future, then. Okay. Do they have to come reversed? It's the something is healing here also. So maybe it's not impossible. They are reversed, both of these again then, but it's 7 of Wands and 4 of Swords. So upright, this would be in this deck, the Mystical Moments. The 7 of Wands is like a strong man behind bars, like in the circus things. He have love tattooed on his chest. He have a lot of tattoos, this guy. And he's like breaking out of these bars. I mean, he's pulling them apart. He's like strong. So, and then there is this 4 of Swords woman relaxing on like she's laying on the moon or in a moon. What do you say? A part of the moon, you know. And there are feathers. She's like dreamy here. How to interpret this then? I think there have been some fights, yeah, and they were reversed, so it can mean both, or I have to pick more cards and decide to not read them reversed. But I would assume that this in time, if 4 of Swords then is still about healing, you know, and I think you should be passive. Yeah, it's super beautiful. But I haven't. This is my one. Not my last deck because that's the Dream Shaman. But the deck previous to that I bought, I saw someone using it. Yeah, and it's beautiful in the way that it also have two kings in each suit, a female king and a male king. I love that part of it also. So it have an extra card there. Oh, you have that. Yeah, I have also the other shaman deck, but yeah, okay. So, but I think that you should be passive though. I don't think you should do anything. Make him work for you as he pull those bars apart. If he does it, then that's good. Otherwise, ignore. What is the name of the one you are using? Yeah, that's the Mystical Moments Tarot. Let's see if it's called a Tarot of Mystical Moments. It's called, yeah. And I'm sorry about the background sound here. Yeah. So I will just put an extra card to be sure here about these cards. I will read this upright. If I interpret them right then. Okay. King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone, this is the female King of Pentacles in this deck. And it's someone sitting there with her feather, like being just beautiful with her yellow flowers surrounding her and everything. You know, Pentacles are very slow. They are like earth element held back. So being your own power and richness, and like you could do these things, you pull, I mean, ask about cards and whatnot, and or pull your own cards, but just have your pure intention, and focus on your own riches, your own, the, I mean, how beautiful and awesome you are. And that's what they say in all ways, all the things you like or dislike or whatever. So the cards advice to you is to, if so, and I think in time maybe he will, it may take time, but let him work for it, really use his I mean, not force, but you know, as this image where he pulls those bars apart. I mean, you shouldn't be easily accessible if he wants to come back. You should let him work for it, is the message from the cards. Then he probably will appreciate you a little bit more. Now right now he doesn't so much, because something need to heal. Maybe you have had discussions or whatnot. So yeah, you're so very welcome. And gosh, how it sounds in the background is. Do you have any other question? But yeah, I mean, that's also part of. I don't know if you see that link that I put above here. You could check that actually. Um, that from Lada Dunshava, or how you pronounce her name. That could actually give you some insights also to your what could benefit you to do, but not to gain his love or anything like that, but just for yourself to feel good and do what benefits you. That's, keep your focus on yourself, and he will be probably drawn after some healing. There need to be like pause and quiet for a while, I guess. Yeah. So so any other question, or if you, Percy, as I call you, have another question also? Yeah, it makes sense to you. Good. Awesome. Yeah. Because as I mentioned before here to Percy, uh, I I am more like I'm a go-getter person usually. So uh, and I I usually am active. I mean, but it doesn't benefit me well, because men generally really like to chase. They really do. That's like, that's also, I mean, I don't like games overall, but it's like part of a sort of game. And the more, I mean, you shouldn't be totally inaccessible, but if you want But I mean, what I mean, or how I talk, is that they are able to appreciate you more if you act like that. Usually, I'm too cocky to do that anyway, because I feel like, well, then don't. I mean, yeah, yeah. So just observe and and stay in the background. Like maybe he do some tricks like trying to pull you in through whatever he can show online or something like that. But don't. I mean, guys give up the. What do they give up? Are you a guy even? I wonder about that sometimes. Up the then. Yeah, I think so. And they become like, yeah, or they become like also not uh, that it have to be like thought through, I don't think, but it's like it's too easy, so it's almost I mean, it's so easy to but just be relaxed then if someone else doesn't. It's like in everything with anyone, whether it's women or men. But I mean, if someone do the cleaning all the time, someone else more and more can be laid back and do nothing. It's like they think it's pointless. Yeah, why? How is that? It's very interesting. I love guys. Guys are the beautiful. I mean, I have a hard time understanding women, although I am one. But guys, I mean, males are just beautiful, and you are such heroes and wonderful. Yeah, you're wonderful in so many ways, and also very easily understand in many ways. You too. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that so? Yeah. So I mean, guys also have this way of speaking usually that is, I mean, gaming maybe, but still with straightforward words in a way that I can cope with way better than female things. Yeah, there are sort of manipulation could go on each uh, corner if there are like a boxing match now, but I mean, but still I can more easily cope with the male ways than these. I mean, it's tricky to me understanding females. Do you have any other questions? But tell me more. Tell us more, Percy. Let us know. Teach us. I am a guy. Yes. Yeah, I understood that. Yes. Answer that. Yes. You are the emperor, not the least. So can you please teach us? We want an emperor. We both do. Me and Shaylee. Can you tell us how? Are you the one for us? Yeah. The leader. Someone to take charge. Yeah. Yeah. No, but I'm too much of a leader. I mean, I provoke. I do that. It needs to be tough guy, kind of someone who is not very I mean, sensitive. Yeah, that's a good thing, but not someone who can take a little bit of mockery and stuff also. Because I really love to tease. I don't mean this in a sexual way now, but that maybe. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm a child, as I said, childish. So, but yeah, how to best go about it then? Because I've been doing it totally wrong. I've been doing this. Uh, I've been loving and appreciating and unconditional, freaking unconditional in my love. And that was really, really not the best way. If you want to build a guy's ego up to the maximum where they think they are gods themselves, not only an emperor, but really, really God, then you should do what I've done. That's what I was all about. This whole, yeah, you see, we are on the wrong, we must change lane here because it I mean, they have to be super mature and men aren't. No, I'm just kidding, but actually in the evolutionary process, males were uh, what they met in life, like far back in, I don't know, thousands of years ago. It was like they needed to be out seeking challenges and stuff like that to find food or whatever they did. I don't know what we did, but let's see. Women think they are encouraging a fella they like by ignoring him. No, not by ignoring. I never did that though. Me and Shaylee, we are different. We are smothering them. Let's see. But yeah, there are those girls, I'm sure. But I'm not. I throw myself in their face and I tell them all what I think or I feel. Yeah, that's how I am. I overwhelm them totally. There is no hiding. I've been very open. No, I don't do that. But there are girls who do. But they usually do something right. I mean, not totally ignore. You shouldn't ignore. That's stupid. It doesn't work. I'm sure of that. But as we do, it doesn't work either, Percy. So what are we doing wrong then? No, but I mean, it's good to let a guy know. If not, they don't know. So how can they even, know? No, but how could they know if they should respond to it? They couldn't go around thinking that even if they weren't all super cocky. But I mean, otherwise, I mean, it's good for a girl to approach and probably and let a guy know if she likes him or so. But aside from that, I don't think. I think guys are generally, I mean, boosted also from childhood and so on. They are like, they are taught to be ego more than girls. Girls are taught to take others in consideration and like back away, speak softly, whatever, and therefore I think if you show a guy too much love, they are there's a happy medium. Yeah, here I am. Yay. No, but yeah, I understand. But still, I have a hard time holding back because I'm so pushy as a person. My personality is really really pushy. I still try to tone it down, pull down the volume a bit because it's way louder than I still allow it, let's say. But it's yeah, I try to tone it down. It's very very hard, difficult, I mean. But yeah, they flee, they run. That's how I that's what I do. But I also think at least my experience when I was younger was that I was like, and them they knew that they were so freaking loved they could do anything and I would love them forever, almost like. And yeah, but what I realized later was that I didn't encourage them or the connection or anything or respect, not the least, but I was like boosting their ego. So they they fell quite hard though after me, obviously, because no other girls were so overboard. Anyways, but one other fun thing is that those guys that I've been in love with, then they think that I've never been so in love with anyone else because they are so freaking sure of themselves because I'm so overwhelmed. They don't know that, wow, she can be that again. She could be that more times. It wasn't, I mean, not extremely, I don't go around being that all the time. I don't mean, but a few times in my life at least. But even those that I met when I was like pretty much younger, and I met several years later, there was at least this one guy who said, "Oh, I was the love of your life." Like I was, who is this even? Almost forgot him, Yeah, but yeah, yeah. But the ego, yeah. I mean, it's not a good thing because then you build them up so much so they put you down. Like, yeah. So no, yeah, and also you shouldn't probably be so open, yeah. Or I don't know, really. We need to have you here teaching us. So how to go about it all? We want the emperor. I think also the thing is, there is someone, there is a few guys. No, I'm just kidding. But thing is, I have this also personality that is, I'm very, very forward and cocky. But at the same time, I'm not shy. But I have been shy in a few a few times in my life. Actually, it's very, very few times, and so I remember them quite well. One time was when my first husband, I've been actually married twice now, but anyways, my first for husband, we are best friends still, and we have never been anything else. We love each other so much, but as friends, like our souls are like forever, almost in love, you could say. We love each other. Anyways, that was not the point. The point was that when I met him, it took me, yeah, that was what I said before. It took me several years until I, or at least a couple of years, I think, or something, or yeah, something like that, I think, before I even dared to talk to him. At least 1 year. Every time I saw him, I got so shy. So I was like going into some other street, or I was going in another direction because I liked him, and that's not a good, that's not smart either. I was so infatuated or whatever, blown away by him. So I can get like that. Uh, and as it's so uncommon for me, so I don't even recognize myself when I'm not like that. But anyway, so I was like that for several years until we gradually got to know each other slowly and as friends then. So it took 10 years before we got together, but it was like a very good partnership, although we were more like friends then. So we shouldn't be together like that, but we love each other still. But anyways, so I have that tendency as well. It's like either or. I'm too pushy, or then I'm too shy, so I run in the opposite direction, which is not smart. Well, I'm not good in that department, but I'm learning though, slowly, slowly. Also, I'm a rebel. I don't like to do what you should do. So if even if I understand and see the game, let's call it game. If I see that now, I understand that I will also, I maybe sabotage a bit myself quite a lot sometimes, but I also don't like to do it. I mean, it it disturbs me that I should follow some whatever rules, or not rules, but I mean, I know that if I do like that, that gives that effect and stuff like that. I could, like, as you also, Shaylee, probably knows, if you act in a certain way, if you do this or that, not that it works like clockwork all the time, but it's almost, I mean, it's simple psychology, as my mom used to say. But I mean, certain things that, okay, but then again, I don't know. I get provoked by the idea, and then, yeah, and then that sabotages things that I see how I could do it differently, but I really refuse still. So that's not so smart either. I don't know. We will see if that emperor shows up. Yeah, I know. That's why females should actually also uh, I mean, come forward. Don't wait for guys, because how could they know? I mean, you have to show them that you're interested. I think that is never a turn off for a guy, right? Is it? Because I think that's an idea girls or females have sometimes, that, oh, I must, like, wait and be so, and ignore and whatnot. That's how I get interesting. Um, and then how could the guys know? so so I think that's a wrong perception many girls have, or women, that that they shouldn't act, or if they have some interest in someone, because i mean I used to say this to my friends. I don't always follow my own advices, but yeah, you think it could be nice, yeah, because I say, like, even if a guy wouldn't like you, uh, I mean, if you would totally dislike it, whatever, it doesn't even matter. But usually, if a guy was approached by a girl who like him or a woman who like him, he would still feel somewhat flattered, wouldn't he? I mean, I think. I mean, how is that not? As you say, that's nice, right? But I throw myself at them. No, I don't. Maybe I'm way too much. I have no boundaries. Yeah, yeah, I do some, very, very few. No, but I think also I've learned. I was really afraid of. Now it's far into the video, so many won't listen to this. So then I can speak freely. No, but I was very afraid of intimacy, of emotionally intimacy like that. And so I think I was running away from that also. It was feeling too much. I really disliked the whole thing of a lot of feelings. I was afraid of what that would kind of do with me, or if it would overwhelm me fully, or what would happen. Like, so I think I purposely sabotaged. Here is this. The players are small percentage, really. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we all play maybe to some degree, but those who play for just, I mean, as a as a business, I was almost saying no, but those who do that uh, constantly, like that, yeah, that's a small percentage, I'm sure. And also, I think all guys seek their empress, right? Still, even those players, I mean, even those out there just being or superficial, whatever, don't they also want love? I think they do, but they haven't found their empress, as I've not found the emperor, maybe. So yeah. Anyways, so I think I sabotaged a lot of relationship just because I feared if they were too close. There was actually this funny guy. He said that to me once, but that's because I was sitting staring into his eyes, and I said, "You need to share. I mean, I need soul connection and everything." I was going on and on. He doesn't even believe it has soul though. But oh, you don't think players have hearts at all? Maybe they are also very afraid. I think then what's the gain then? It's the challenge, I guess. Then the players, you mean? Yeah, I understood that. It's that they are just they they need challenges and like to prove to themselves that they are kind of the kings of the castles or something. I believe. Maybe they don't. You know it better. You know how they talk or how they are. But sometimes they play for guys even. They play for their guy friends more than they actually are as well. Sometimes. On to the next one. Yeah, yeah. But I don't even understand the thing. But don't you think they want to find something different? How fun can it be in the end of the day, so to speak? I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, this guy, I was like, oh, we need to so connect and everything, and he said, okay, and he was going to like talk for like 5 minutes about certain things, look into my eyes, whatever. I had a kind of ideas, and then I was squirming and couldn't deal with it. He said, you can't deal with it, and yeah, he was right. It was too much. I just felt no. Please don't. I mean, really, do we have to be all this close and intimate and everything? No. And he just started to laugh. So yeah. But those ones you talk about, they're probably those heartless, let's say, or not in touch with their heart, or that don't want it at the time or whatever. But they're the smoother ones are harder to deal with. I mean, they they pretend a whole lot. Those who just jump around, they are so easily detected. And I knew a very vain and shallow with no and any I knew are very vain and shallow with no hobbies. Oh yeah, that's their hobby, let's say. To be players. It seemed very, very how can I say? It seems very hollow. That's maybe the right word for it. And stressful as well. I don't even. yeah, it's there is this the expression also, hungry ghosts that go around and seek something, but they never get filled. They want. I mean, yeah, maybe they feel as if they get in the at the time, but yeah, yeah, they need maybe some soul retrieval, or who knows? It's also a choice. I mean, people can do what they want if they want whatever they want and have fun. I mean, as I think of it, it's allow. But when you're crappy and fool other people and that, I mean, usually also we know that. I mean, it's not that it's not obvious. Sometimes we want to be fooled, I think. That's why I also do quite harsh reading sometimes, because I don't want to be someone reflecting that back to someone, even though I know it's what they want to hear and what I would want to hear myself. I'm smarter than that, and I wish they would do what's better for them, although my own choices can be a question sometimes, yeah. But it's not that it's not obvious, as for example, this question. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I mean, if a guy, I think like this. Okay, you said, Percy, that if you don't show, then maybe you like them anyways. But if you have been in a relationship with someone, for example, then I mean, if it have been some fallout or something, um, of course you would show if you felt something, right? If you know the person, then that's how you show you don't, right? If you don't show anything, or at least if you show minor, I mean, that is a message in itself, is it not? You should also pick up on the actions, what, because you don't always speak up about when you don't like someone, right? And that's good. We wouldn't want to hear it, but I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but then again, we still don't know how to find that emperor guy, and also it's so unfair how the way still. I mean, you think that you should be like, I mean, you should be seen alike. Let's say. I also, when I talk to a lot of females, I think that, wow, if they are with people at their workplace, or they do this or that, I mean, you get judged quite harshly in a way that, well, those who are constantly playing around, they may be not seen as the best guys ever also, but I mean, as females, it's really judged in a different way, although there are many I mean, I don't think always women look at each other that way. It's different now also. I'm an old one now, so I don't know how it is for girls, younger girls nowadays, really. How old are you, Shaylee? You can maybe share some inspiration. I was going to say no, but information about that. I don't know. But people look at girls in a different way. Yes, I am. I'm very childish, though. It doesn't change. Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, you are like, people, um, you know, I think also those players play with girls that are seen as play dates, if you say. But I mean, they play with everything that comes in the way, maybe. But at the same time, it's like it is seen as, I think, as women, if they are around with guys, they are seen as almost free meal kind of thing, uh, as if they have already. I mean, yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, you're 38. I'm 52. So, but I feel like 19, maybe. I used to say 16, 17. I used to say. So yeah, and that's, I think that's really not fair, because that's also another thing. If you would want to have some casual thing, for a guy, and if you listen to that, I mean, it really drains females energetically in a different way also. If you listen to that link that I sent there, I can put it again here. It's like, aside from energetically, it influences us differently, but also how you are viewed. I mean, it's not that it's maybe judged, but it's not accepted at the same time. It's not like, for example, I mean, if you would have a guy, let's say, for only sex, uh, it's very difficult, I think, for guys to really truly respect that person. Or what do you say, Percy? Is can are they like capable really to do that? I'm not sure. I question that. I think guys have this sort of thing. I mean, where they can respect a woman. As for example, I get a lot of respect for what I do in my work when I meet. I've always, since I was like 20 something, also people who still have kept those things, readings I did then, and so on, and respect me fully. But they would like, um you know, what I mean is that they could have that kind of respect for someone, but then they would like shift in their mind if it would be something else, let's say, if you understand. Hello, Kai. May Yeah, I have no list, but you can ask a question if you want to. I don't pull cards for hard answer to answer definitely. Yeah, but isn't it like this, Kai? You can ask a question. I don't answer questions like what others intentions, thoughts, or feelings are, but I can pull a card for a relationship, for example. But yeah, I think that men label thing. I mean, I think those players, let's say, this is just an idea, but maybe I'm totally wrong. I think that they need to be cut off to be able to use someone, let's say, for whatever, or challenge whatever they have for aim. They need to be cold, in a way. Then, as you say, they may be not heartless in other situations. They may be super good, whatever, fathers, friends, whatever. But I think that they have to look at a woman as an object or something that aren't a real person that they would be intimate with emotionally, right? And so that then, for that person to be respected, they need to see her in a different way. And that's why you can't have those kinds of just sex relationship with guys usually. I'm not saying that all the time, but I mean, because they won't be able to see you as a valuable person, really truly, because you're just not a thing. But let's see. Okay, so can you pull card for Adam, me, and his connection? We don't have contact for a month. I'm 52, so I'm the oldest of the bunch. Okay, I will pull a card for uh, whatever, Kai here. Card for your connection, yeah, or relationship. Let's see. Wrecked and damp. We are all still young. Thank you. Yes, I'm the youngest. I'm the silliest of all. Okay, let's see now. Kai again. Your connection. Okay. Oh, I did the same thing now about the whole not deciding if to have reversed. I will just ignore the reverse and say them upright. So here we have Five of Pentacles. Obviously, two people who don't uh meet. I mean, they have trouble to meet, let's say, eye on eye. do you say that? Yeah, on the same page. It's something that make it difficult. It's struggles of sorts. It, traditionally on this card, it's like two almost handicapped. They struggle with money and health and everything, and they are outside in snowstorm walking around. Here we actually, no, not right now, but anyway, and there are others in there in the warmth and everything. So it's like they can't really make it work as it seems. Same page, yeah. Yeah. And so, oh, I actually said 5 of Pentacles, but here is a page of Pentacles. I don't know why I had that in mind though. But here is a child. Is children involved, or how old are you? Because what I can say then is that someone is like, well, okay, I will jump to the other card. It's a 9 of Swords, and then it comes together with what I said, although it wasn't that card. Here is a woman having sort of all eyes on her body, as I talked about before. Like this is all. It feels like people. This I think this other person maybe talk about you. I don't know, but still, or maybe this is just fears, because swords obviously is about thoughts, and I think this is you then who worry a lot about yes. Obviously, you ask what 20. He's 24 and you're 23. Okay. You worry about what he thinks about you, and maybe also worry about how he sees your body, actually, since all those eyes are on your physical body. I think maybe you connect his behaviors or reactions or so on uh, as I mean, you interpret it as if you could be maybe better or look better or something like that, which is totally false. It's not about that. But Page of Pentacles here is a little young girl who is have so pure intentions. There is this flowers around and very loving, and she carries on her back what are they called, where you water the flowers, anyways, whatever they're called. And so when she bends and do things, she would I mean, what it means, I think, is that you naturally nourish or give what others need, sort of. You're very generous, also a little bit hesitant. Yeah, it's you. Okay. I mean, you are one of those who would not I mean, you, how can I say? I stop myself when I talk. You don't push or so on, go forward. You wait and to see what is happening. Like you tune in to whatever energy is around and so on before you act. And so I think, right? A little bit more. So in this case, also you may wait. And also I think you make wrong assumptions. I mean, when it comes to, I must pull another card, but I think you should not take this as something as if something would be wrong with you. It's not. Don't interpret whatever his ways are as personally. It may be that he is yeah, you observe, it may be that he is a little bit childish, also immature. It means that. So we'll see. I will pull another card about you then. If they want to say something else, well, let's see. I think you need some healing or weight, and here are the same cards, but interestingly enough, as the previous one, Shaylee asked, but she got this reversed. But it must be the same message here then, because the Four of Swords talk about being totally passive, relaxed, and this Seven of Wands is someone who, like a strong male who bend bars. He's like behind bars, and I mean he, as I said to her before here, he needs this challenge to, you should be so, you should actually be very relaxed and ignore and focus on yourself and not even look in his direction, kind of thing, in this case. And he have tattooed love on his chest, so there is love there, but he needs to have to work to get you back, or to get, I think you were together before, right, or something, or you're at least not in contact now, and let him work for it. I mean, he's the same as the previous one there, that needs that to really be able to appreciate you. You need to keep yourself higher. There is this song also. I must put a link on that. Wait, I mean, this one. You should act like this, not in relationship. If that, wait, I mean, I wonder if this is the one song. Um, Maybe not. Yeah, oh, this one is the one. So you should like act like this. If you haven't met a guy, this is for you. Then wait a second. I will just put a link here. If there is another situation where you haven't met someone, it's better to show or at least in some manner look. I mean, show the person that you're interested. But in this case, when there have been connections and so on, and you're out of contact and so on, just be a goddess, untouched, unreachable, like, and don't answer every call. Be busy, or do it later, stuff like that. I'm not like that. I do it immediately, and I don't follow my own rules or my own advices. Let's see. Yeah, good. You focus on yourself, on you and yourself. I've been reading books about self development, and one that sticks out is Why Men Love B. Is that meaning bitches? Like, I think that's a good read. I would love to read that. Who have who have wrote that? That is a really good one, but not too bitchy ones, don't. Or what do you say? Are you still here, Percy? I mean, I'm too bitchy. I mock too much. I cannot help myself to tease in a bad way. Yeah, I think you need to read it because, well, yeah, I also think so very much. And follow it, not the least, because I understand a lot, but I don't follow it. I don't give a shit. And that's good, though, because you shouldn't be. I mean, the aim of your life shouldn't be that someone should approve of you, or that you get, then you become like those players, but in a different way. You play for love, like, or uh, taking notes. Yeah, that's really good. Shelley Argo. I will write that down also. Shelley, or how you pronounce it, but I think I got it covered though. But I still think it's fun to, especially, this is a woman also, especially women who understand these things. Uh, why men live. But I think that it could easily be like many other traps, like religion or whatever, that you it's a selling trick where they don't give, or The Secret, for example, that book. They don't give you the secret. They just give you a craving to understand the secret, while, for example, Hicks more actually give you the secret, where it came from, but they like blurred it out. So I think sometimes it's a Bible for women. Yeah. Oh my. But the thing is, if you read them, I mean, we start reading therefore, but if you read things to win men, then you are still not. I mean, I'm not saying you personally. I personally, you can change that name to personally. But when, by the way, uh, Percy, do you love bitches? I don't think if they are too bitchy, I don't think that's attractive, right? Depends. But anyways, uh, yeah, it's more of an awareness. Yeah. And the fact is that we need to become aware of how we are taught. That we were taught, like, from the beginning when we were playing with Barbies and all things, that the man is like this, the one, the thing. We should want that, and they are needed for us to get all the family and kids, whatever we want, and they're like uh, the most important factor in our lives. We are taught that in from beginning. while they are taught to um, make career. I don't know, a different thing anyway. She might be interesting for you all. That book, you mean, or have you read it? Yeah, I've wrote it down anyways. If they have it on, but I mean, yeah, I'm all about awareness. I mean, whatever it whatever it's about, and when it comes to these kinds of topics, it's very easy to be invested in the change. Yeah. Yeah, I just watched on Netflix the what was it called now? What was it called? It was like bonding or something. It's a little serious. I starting to laugh when I watched. Yeah, yeah, I understood that you mean strict. Oh, wow. Okay, but I don't know if that's what she was aiming for. I mean, if they are bitchy, aside from that, in I mean, but maybe you fantasize about that then. If someone is like a bitch in real life, like, and you get that woohoo, is that what? Yeah. What about a nice girl, Percy? Yeah, who's all over you? That's me. That's what I did before, more so. Now I'm a bitch in all the wrong ways. Yeah, that's what they do. They don't like that unless. Or I mean, it's up to Percy to decide. But I mean, I have my experience from that point of view. The only thing it does is maybe even if they like love you or some sort of, they still get so high on their own ego, so they start to treat you like shit. Yeah, but now you're now you are into some other topic. I think. I mean, I think we mean. I mean, generally, those are guys. That's the thing. Guys are after sex. Girls are after love. I mean, this is so general, and someone will hate me for saying it, but it's kind of true. But guys are also after love, and girls are also after sex. But I mean, at the beginning stage, guys, I mean that's the aim because they don't know the girl from the get go, and girls mix that together, which is also obvious. And you look up that link with her that I put it below, no, above here. Have you looked at that up, Kai? That I will check again then. I put it several times now. This one about the chakras, it's lovely. I mean, it's really fascinating. It's not, the title sounds silly though, but it will attract a lot of women who need to hear it. Oh, there was another silly song up now from Two Shy Lips. I will just have to check what that was. That they are silly, talking about silly. Oh, it was something else. Never mind. Okay, but really, a happy puppy that keeps wanting attention becomes yeah, that's silly me. Yeah, irritating, whether male or female. I don't know. I don't know if I would mind. What book? What do you mean? No, it was yeah. Okay, that link. I put the link above here to it's Lada Duncheva, How to Become Irresistible to Men and Attract Love, The Secret of Female Power, it says. But that's silly. I mean, but it's still true. It's about the chakras and how we our bodies look so different, and so what those areas physically that are more developed for males, for example genitals, those are that is the like the root chakra. Those things are um anyways, you have to listen. While the breast, for example, where the heart chakra is for women, that's like those energy fields that we have that are that differentiate us as humans, and also what purpose it is of that. I mean, you have to listen to her. Well, yeah. So let's see what Percy said. Yeah, but I don't think I would mind. I don't think I would mind a puppy that want. Yeah. I don't want a stalker. I don't want as I said, I have a puma as my one of my closest totems, and I am like a stalker. Not like I don't want anything mean, but I have a hard time not to chase and so. But anyways, but I don't think. But probably you're right, Percy. I've never really had anyone happy puppy that wanted attention. I would think they were cute though. I mean, if it's someone you like or love, would you keep loving them? Yeah, I would fucking do. I'm sorry, I'm swearing now. I mean, all the time in your face would be horrible though. Yeah, it would. Hello, Jasmine. Hey, hi. Thank you. May I ask what are Edgar's feeling towards me after we hug out this past weekend? Is he going to pursue me more now? He's a Gemini and I'm a Libra. Thank you. I'm not going to ask that, but I'm going to ask, and now I will just read them upright. I will ask whether or not. No, I will ask in an evil way, but not in a. Yeah, nonchalantly. Yeah. I don't know. We are complicated people, but we also want the same thing. So it's interesting how we. Yeah, we're lousy at communicating sometimes as well. We learn a little bit. Okay, let's see now, Jasmine. Let's see you and Edgar's relationship as it seems now, and I will read them upright. Okay, what they say. Whoa. Let's see. Okay. So here it says the priestess, the magician, 7 of Pentacles. Wow, how many cards? Ace of Wands and 5 of Swords. So what I can see here, Jasmine, is that if you look inwards totally, I mean, the High Priestess is not someone that is pretty much in love. She's like, this is you. I mean, she's more in tune with energies and so on and so forth, and maybe she also likes a little bit of attention and whatnot. But the way I interpret these cards is that he is trying to impress you. He probably, I mean, you have kind of it all here, and Ace of Wands is also a symbol for this potent male organ. Ace of Wands, but yeah. So here is actually a flower coming through a book, so it's not that. But anyway, I feel like his interest in you is way higher. I feel that you will not feel that he lives up to. Also, the 5 of Swords here at the end here. I feel that you don't think you have what it takes eventually. Actually, his feelings for you, I think he really wants to impress you, and he's attracted to you and think you have, and you do have it all. You're very, it's nothing negative here at all, but I think from your perspective, I don't think you will want this guy, actually. When you discover he does not have all that, I don't know, inside you have, I mean, or you have a lot of things, not only, I mean, both in the outer sense, but also, I don't know, good at reading cards. I don't know. I'm just saying. No, but let's see again here. He will try to really make you fall for him. And I think you won't, because you realize that he does not match up to who you are. You may also be attracted or impressed by something with him, and it's understandable because he have things going for him, but at the end of the day, you have, let's say, more in the objective kind of view here. Not only objective, it's also about your your view on it. I mean, you have a lot of love, you have a lot of pure intent. You are also a very intuitive, maybe even psychic person yourself. You have so much richness. And also pretty confident, like in yourself in a way here. I mean, you know who you are, you know what you have. Um, so yeah, maybe it will be some little crush for a beginning or for starters. I don't know, but then he does not have what you. He's hesitant. He doesn't open up emotionally, like he's hiding his feelings for me. Yeah, maybe he's shy. That's maybe why. I think he will, though. I think he will try to make you fall for him. Okay. Yeah, but I don't think you will want this guy eventually. Still, no, no, and I think if any, I think you will end this with him because he is like we talked about that previously in this order. He is like more hollow as a person. Yeah, yeah. I don't think this is a lack of interest at all. This is not it. It's like maybe he could be a little bit shy, or maybe he's just, some people aren't that affectionate in a physical sense, or like in a nat it's not come well, it doesn't come natural for them all the time to just do touchy feely things like that. Yeah, and maybe, I mean, yeah, 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 but I think you should focus more on what you have and who you are, because this he can't add too much to you actually, because you have so much. Compared to him, he doesn't have a lot going. Mirroring each other and being guarded towards one another. Well, yeah. Well, you will discover. I think what I see in the cards is that you will discover that he does not have as much going for him as you. But maybe you could have a little crush with him until you dump him. That's what I see in the cards. Yeah. So he will get hurt again, sadly. And then I laugh. I'm not meaning it in a bad way though, but that's what I see. Yeah. Hmm. Wow, I've been here for 3 hours now. Ha. That's what's love. I don't need him. What I love about him, I don't need him. Yeah, well, yeah, well, it's good as long as it's good. Let's just say, yeah, yeah. Anyways, oh, thank you so much. So, anyways, okay. How old are you, Jasmine? Did you say that maybe? Yeah, you said. Okay. But how can you know that you won't in the long run even? 28. Well, well, yeah, that's not what I saw in the card, but things can change. I mean, what we read in the cards, that's the energy now. It's the energy in the now. And we read actually backwards in time, if time even is real then. But so anything can change in the future. No one would force you. You can stay, but it doesn't seem like you have what you. And I won't go on about that. You can interpret them the way you want it to. So yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, Percy just ha. Anyways, so keep on about the whole. I think we need, but I got good examples here of the book. Did you know about that book, Percy? Or thank you for stars, Jasmine. So I think sometimes also we seek, the whole shadow work. We seek what we already are. I mean, don't we all? Until we don't need it anymore. But I mean, we all need others. I mean, it's good and fun and all things, but we don't really truly. I mean, if we really crave it desperately, then it's something we have not discovered or developed within ourselves that we need, probably. But so I think that's what this whole, what you said, Percy, about this puppy thing. I mean, if it's someone who think it's in you and they don't understand that they have it themselves, then it becomes very unbalanced. Aside from if it would be a little slave, like her in that Bond, in that series, she had this little home slave that did clean everything and all that. That I could have. My packages are never going to get here. What are those? The emperor in the package, or the emperor's package. It's childish. Yeah. So, but I mean, books and makeup. Okay. No, I meant Pearly Things channel. Oh, I missed that totally. What is that? What is it called? Do you say? Pearly Things. Oh, now I'll have so much to do. To back them while I track them while you've been listening. Okay. Okay. Oh, I tried to eat kale. I didn't eat that much. Yeah. So anyways, I mean, we want union. I mean, we all strive to get back to the oneness of who we are, I think. And we can find it through people, and we cannot find it in any other way, I guess. I mean, as you mentioned there before, Jasmine, we reflect each other and we learn from each other and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully I will check. Absolutely. Yeah. So, but I don't know if I would mind a puppy. I would really not mind. Not at this stage of my life. Oh, I would love someone to be totally overwhelmed. I mean, it must be someone I like. Otherwise it's not so fun. Shaylee, my ex is my twin flame. I miss him so much that my heart actually physically hurts. I hate it. It's horrible. Oh, I know that feeling. I know that feeling actually, but it was a long time ago since I had that feeling, though. I think I'm so self-sufficient or whatever. I mean, or self-loving or that. I don't think I would have that, but I think it's interpreted in that way when you are very overwhelming. I mean, just pearly things. Yeah, I understand that. I wrote that down. Yeah, I think I did. I must see. No, I didn't. Wait a second. Just okay. I wrote just per. I just. Oh, never mind. Okay, but yeah, I recognize that feeling. It was a long time ago though, and also I know who is my twin flame. He is married. He's not. He's not my mind to be in that sense. But we are very, very different. And oh, did we clash? But I love him, and somehow, yeah, he's in my heart, and so yeah, I know. Just all in one word. Yeah, but yeah, I think yeah. Well, then maybe no, I shouldn't should suggest that, but it helps maybe to hug someone else. I'm sorry, no, but it does. I mean, maybe focus on. I'm not saying that if you should. I do say this. I say like I'm not saying that, and then I'm saying that. But I mean, like this, that maybe you should focus on someone else if it hurts so much. I mean, that's like such a stressful feeling that it's really it's useless. actually. So I mean, I've been in that situation so many, not so many times, but yeah, in certain situations, relationships, and thought that this is the only one. I couldn't be more happy now that I'm rid of those. You know what I mean? What I mean is, if you don't want to feel that pain, maybe you could distract it. Yeah, but try hard. Go out, find other. I mean, not be together with them, but I mean, flirt with others, have some fun. I mean, I know how idiotic this sounds, but when when I was in kind of, I mean, it wasn't my twin flame, but it was someone that I was deeply addicted to, I guess you could say. And I also listen to this now. I so much I don't laugh in a degrading, horrible way towards myself, but I was listening to it was that time it was popular. Uh, Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. And that was really, really sad. And, I'm not saying you are going to, yeah, I am saying that. You're going to laugh about this later. But also in a compassionate way towards yourself, because this person, whether it's your twin flame or not, it's not as important as you are to yourself. And if there is a break or a pause or whatever, it's for your benefit at this time. And so, but anyways, I mean, I really went on and was diving deep into my own. I really loved the suffering, I guess, without understanding that I did. I'm not saying you do. I'm not trying to project that on you. Feel Don't obsess over one that does not feel the same. Yeah. No, yeah, as you say to Shaylee there. that's that's why I try to tell her to I mean, or him or whomever, well, to distract yourself. I mean, because you will more easily than understand that it's easier than you think to shake it off, actually. Yeah, it's so freaking easy to say. But with some experience and life experience, I mean, now, for example, this funny person that I talked about, I really, really crave his. I mean, I love to just sit around, be around him, because I think he's such a fun, sweet, I mean, just lovely person like that. But then again, I mean, like even in a friendly way, I mean, also. I mean, but it's not hurting me to not have him around. I mean, do you understand the difference, Shaylee? Because I am so happy in myself. I have so much happiness, and I have so much. There are so many interesting people around. So many. It doesn't matter how good looking maybe someone is, but there are guys that are really hot. No matter how they look, I mean, also, but really interesting or whatever, or even just other. If you don't want to meet other men, then the other friends do other things with. I think it's really. But you need to go through that if you need to go through that. So then it's fun. No, no, not fun, but fine. I mean, I mean, I wish you come out of it soon, but also, yeah, maybe it. I mean, we need to also feel depth of love and sorrow and everything to even be in touch with our soul, I think. So that's a good thing also, to not be. I think sometimes I'm too cynical now. I'm just way too um if you could call it aware then, but it's not much that could bring me down. I just feel how challenging that is to the universe. Now the universe will come after me with a sledgehammer or something. I just want all this. Yeah, I want it all. I want them all. Just kidding. No, 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 no. That's not right. I'm actually not so. I don't. But many do. But I don't care much for looks at all. And also, I like chubbier guys, I think. when it comes to looks, if you think about bodily wise nowadays. But I mean, but overall the looks doesn't really matter anyways. I go for something else. And I think it's a spark in the eyes, something. I mean, it's something else. But I mean, if I look at back also, I never went for looks really. It was not that thing that hooked me. Although I can look at beautiful persons, yeah. Hot is only lots of them. What do you mean? There are lots of them, or what? And lots of them. Yeah, hot is only and lots of them. Yeah, if I could have that, that would be fine. I wouldn't mind. But actually, I judge them quite sometimes, actually, which is sad because one of the sweetest persons that is a super hottie, um, actually, that I maybe from the beginning, I don't know, but who is the most soulful, sweetest person that is, yeah, have a lot more going like soul wise than most, and but usually I think I ignore them also. Therefore, I think that they would be superficial, even those very those who train a lot, or those I just dismiss them because of I judge them. I have my ideas that they are very self-obsessed, and you know so I'm not drawn to them. But I think it's because of that, because I have some judgment going on. Yeah, I like the cozy ones. Chubby cozy ones. Those are the ones I want. Like, I could have lots of them. Those then. Oh, we are very similar. Yeah, yeah. No, but most of my friends have been going for looks, and when I was like 16, I was for the hockey guys. I don't know. Yeah, I was talking about the looks of the guys all the time, I think. So, well, it was a time where I was pretty focused, but still not. It wasn't even then the most important thing. It was like other things that attracted me more or make me like fall for someone. And nowadays, I think it also goes along with this psychic sensitivity, or maybe not, because the first time I saw the guy I talked about that I was married with first, that I love still, and he loves me still. um First time we met each other's eyes, or saw each other's eyes, we immediately, or I don't know if we immediately fell in love, I can say, but we immediately remember that instant, both of us. I mean, we talked about it like 10 years later, and both remember how special the moment were when we looked in each other's eyes. And I knew I had known him before, kind of thing. And I think that's how it happens nowadays. I've gym types spend all day looking at themselves. Yeah, that's kind of the idea of it. And also, they are very critical, maybe about themselves more so usually than actually of others. But I think they would kind of be very judgmental towards me or something also. But maybe they are insecure, like women that are very fixated with their bodies and whatnot. That could actually be more so the case. But the last time I was totally like absolutely head over heels, I hope it never happens again, was a guy that I actually fell for him, seeing him from behind. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. This sounds really bad. I don't mean his butt. But actually, it's not bad. But that's not it. He had this long, beautiful hair. But it was like, I was just. It was not the hair, because I've seen lots of beautiful hairs. It was not that. It was not. It was like the whole way he walked. It was like something about his aura, something about his energy, and then I had to like catch him up, and I fell immediately, like I was like what do you say, uh, face palm on the floor, kind of. I didn't actually do that though, but symbolically speaking, I was so surprised, because that was like many, many years since I ever felt something like that. I was like a teenager. And then, yeah, then I was obsessing for a bit, quite some bit. Yes. It's just, I feel so bad for that guy. No, but anyways, yeah. So to me, it's more like an energy thing. I can't even describe why or anything. But I've learned, and I think I have. I think I don't know. I was really happy feeling that again, but I hope I won't ever do that again. Not like that. I don't want to fall like a crazy person. It's so draining. Yeah, I mean, it's a happy, horrible feeling, No, I don't want it. So it's good to be loving, and it's good to feel a lot of love. And I also think it's easier to have an harmonious relationship with someone if you aren't all totally over the top. I don't know. What do you think, Percy? Yeah. But all the love. We want all love. Wouldn't that be heaven? How would that be? Everyone loved everyone. No. Yeah. Heaven. Yeah. Or whatever you call it. Yeah. We will see. But I like where I'm now. I'm at a very good place. I need to change a bit of things for myself, but yeah, I thought about that for some time. Sometimes I just wish that I was a sociopath. I think I easily can access that, or some sort of psychopath mode. No, 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 no. I can't. I'm a very compassionate person, but to distract myself from falling totally, I think I can deal with that now. Previously, didn't have a chance, but now when I say that, I think probably I shoot myself in the foot, because usually when you do that, then things happen that you weren't ready for. Like, okay, polyamory. Yeah, I've been thinking about that quite a lot. Not because I want or need lots. I usually am very, very monomogous. Is that the word? Monomogous? Is that, or however you say it? But I usually only think about that person that I'm with. That's the only one that exists in my mind in that sense. But that said, no, but I'm not jealous. I'm not a jealous type of person. So I feel like no one should be left out. And also I think it's wonderful with many people. Also, I'm very intense as a person, so I've thought about it, but it's also very complicated. Trust between two people is really very sometimes difficult. So to have that with several, and I wouldn't want to have those fleeting whatever relationships. I want deep relationships. So uh yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, would be a beautiful world if no one. I don't like the whole idea of ownership, almost like, or that have a very hard time of understanding. Or as I mentioned in some previous video, also, which I don't think. I mean, it depends if someone is sick and would feel betrayed or whatever like that. But there are those that are in long-term relationships where they don't even have that, let's say, sexual attraction, if one person don't have that, and then that's not active, let's say, and they still feel like, I mean, if both agree, that's fine, but I don't understand why should one person have access, I mean, not access, but ownership of that side of someone else if they don't want it themselves. That's one thing that I don't understand. Why be jealous of anything you don't want, if so? Do you understand? But then the society and everything is built up like that we should be faithful, whatever. Um, whatever I say, like nothing. It's good to be, though. Come to arrangements. Yeah, I understand that. And I understand when people are pleased in those arrangements, when they feel like we are, we both feel that this is what we want. That's cool. But and in some way that must be the case, because otherwise there is always a person can always leave otherwise, obviously. So so they have a chance. But I wonder from the perspective of the one who doesn't want it. That's what I think. I mean, if I didn't want to have that with, let's say, someone I call my, I guess it comes along with the fact that I don't want a friend as a part, as a love relation, in a love relationship. I could be still married to the first guy then. If I wanted a close love relationship in such a way, he's very caring, very loving, and all. We have fun, and he's very intelligent. We have really, I mean, he inspires me still every time we talk, and we talk every week at least, and we are best friends. Like, but we are not. We don't have that between us that we want to share. I mean, I love to hug him, everything, but it's not like on that level. But I wouldn't want to own that with him then, you know. Did my comment get filtered? Let's see. What did you say? That you wish you were a sociopath. I think that was the one, right? I comment on it. I think seems like it would be easier. You said also maybe something just got filtered. I don't know, but yeah, I think I've learned how to not get so pulled into my emotions. I think I can love as much, but without a desperate feeling attached to it, or a feeling of lack. I think that's the thing, because love is everywhere. Love is in so on so many levels. My little nephew gave me so much love. Other people around me, my brother, my cat, the whole universe is full of love. How could there be a lack of love? It's not that. Maybe I miss a person anyways, but um, it's not like I still don't feel a lack. I mean, I feel that there is a surplus of it. Yeah, I do. Also, man, and also I guess it comes along with the trust in the universe itself. I mean, I believe that what I meet and even don't meet is for my benefit. I think that, for example, if a certain person do not want me in their lives, well, I'm quite sure it benefits me then. that it when there are others that comes along that fill that so-called void and that are better for me at this stage. We can never be disconnected. We are one, you know. We can never be disconnected from anyone. So why suffer it? But that's just on one level of existence, of course. As I said, I still I still want to be close to the watching some film or whatever with that one that I so like the company of. But if it's not meant to be right now, that's not a problem. I see it as also an opportunity. Actually, I do. So I think I've learned a little bit from my journey. I mean, I think, okay, what can I do with this time then? I also have these intense ways that I forget myself because I get so drawn into whatever. And so, for example, now I was supposed to be here for 3.5 hours, but or four or whatever. I must go and do some other stuff soon. But I don't. I mean, I feel that there is so many things I want to do and focus on, and I get sidetracked very easily sometimes. And so I find that, oh, this time I have this opportunity now to not I do that. I mean, if I get uh, rejected, so to speak, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I love these spiritual things, and I want to develop them and work with them even more. So, but I mean, it can be combined, of course, but still, and also not the least physically. I need to start exercising, doing stuff like that's. Everything is also connected in that sense. So, I mean, I easily work in meditations, communicate with Mother Earth and whatnot, and I ignore my physical body. Not sane, because that's what it is. It's a reflection of that. So, I mean, meditation is awesome, and you also discover things meanwhile. But I think my impulsiveness make them run, or yeah, it's spontaneous as well, but also impulsive. I have if I think something, I don't have those whatever diagnosis, but I feel like I am similar to those who describe themselves as that. But when I think something, sometimes, as when I talk now, some people think before they say something. I don't. I say it the moment I think something. I say it usually, and the same thing with action. So if I send text or all that kind of thing, so it gets a little bit much for other people. No, but maybe Percy, you are my emperor. I don't know, or maybe you are Charlie Shayleys, or maybe we can be all together. I don't know. Should we? Could we manage that? We can hear though, but I need to hear you also. Maybe we can only if I am the only one that is heard. No, hopefully not. But you are still here. Shall we end this soon or what? You're just laughing. Yeah. Yeah. And I also love that I don't know. If you choose someone, if you find someone, because I want love. I want a love relationship. I want something serious, someone who I could meet in a deep way, you know. But if I choose that with someone, then suddenly all opportunities are lost. Do you understand? Yeah, I'm glad you're commenting. Thank you. Keep going. So I know you're here. So I mean, that's something I love with this situation right now. I love it more than I probably would if I were in a relationship, because then I'm kind of trapped suddenly. I don't know. Jabba. Yeah, Princess Leia. Oh, yeah. But I haven't seen those Star Wars things actually. But I understand that it's from there, right? Jabba the Hutt. Is that the right? I don't know what that is. I have to check it though. I want to see those. I have seen them. I've been married twice, as I said. The other relationship was more like the other marriage, which was my last, well, not last, hopefully, but latest relationship. He had a son who is now 26, whom I love to death. I mean, we are similar as persons in a way. And so, although his dad and I weren't so much, still, I mean, it was so worth it because I got to know this little guy, his son. Do you ask me for my sign? But anyways, what I was going to say is that I saw he was obsessed when he was 11, like those Star Wars films, and I saw them with him, but I've forgotten. I was just more or less sitting there. I didn't really get it much. I personally haven't, maybe you ask Percy what the sign is, but I am a Taurus, 29th of April, 1970. I'm a Taurus and have the Scorpio ascendant, rising sign, and moon Aquarius. I have to watch the original three. Yeah, I really want to. And actually, I think I did that too. I think I never, ever really got them because when I was a kid, they came, I think, because since I said, but you're also then older. But I went to this, it's not there anymore, the cinema. Watching, I think I watched, I don't know if I watched all three of them, but I think I watched some of them when they came on the cinema, and I didn't get it. But so I need to see them now. Maybe I can focus more or something. But I should have. But my brother was like all into them as well, and I think it's a guy thing that I don't understand. Forget the rest. Okay, I will see the original three if I find manage to do so. Yeah. You are 5 of clubs. Am I? The Hierophant also. I'm a Taurus, very much so. Yearly card this year. Oh, I don't check those things. I don't even want to know. But things get better and better. The thing is, when it comes to these kinds of things, aside from all kind of matrix things, as these also are. They are like patterns, that's what a matrix is. So I think you can step out of them. You can see patterns and you can use them as a sociopath or as a psychopath. Now, but you can use them to boost whatever you want, but you aren't trapped in them. You aren't like, it's not like you can't bend those, the reality. That's what a witch does. So yeah. I was told never tell date of birth or star sign in case of black magic. Oh well, yeah, but that's also the same thing, I think. If you believe that that is could trap you. I mean, it's easy to find. I have my real name here. You just Google it. That's my channel name is my real name. So I mean, it's not so secret, right? But I haven't said my exact time, though. Although I said certain planets. Nah, no, I don't think you're that person. But that's a good thing maybe to keep in mind. I mean, people can use anything, and of course there are patterns that are that I mean connected to the stars and when and where we were born and all those things. Of course, I think that is something that can maybe strengthen it, but it more also have to do with who you are within, and those with a good aim or good intentions, and also lots of strong protectors as I have. I mean, it's not very easy. It's not very easy, I would assume, and also, you know, negative magic, if you would say, it's always a lesser cry. It's not as strong as love, which prevails all the time, all the good stuff. So yeah, you are Pisces child. Oh no, usually Pisces would do that. I don't think you are more emotional than and dreamy. Didn't I get that on you that you were like a dreamy? Wasn't that the cards also? Oh, you don't mean me, you mean others. Yeah, probably right. Probably right. I mean, also I do this. This is like self protection manner. I keep things. I mean, yes, I'm a very good person. I mean, but yeah, I keep things. If people, you are online though, but if I have physical things from persons, I keep it for whatever need I could have. I think that's a witchy thing. I don't plan to use whatever, but the Virgo moon and rising. Oh, so much Virgo there. Oh, such a sensitive soul. 48% water, yeah. Wow. Gotta go, Jeanette. Oh, I gotta go myself. What am I doing all day long? Thank you so much, Percy, for today. We will meet up soon again, I hope. Take care, sweetheart. Bye bye. My emperor to be or something. Oh, I need to go myself soon. But it's nice to chat with you both. Very much so, and thanks for good advices. I mean, also, I mean, suggestions. I mean, yeah. Oh, I don't really want to go out, but I will have to go out something. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day, you also. Maybe I should continue short by myself here to do some more about the. If I have to say something else about the medicine wheel, but I think my computer is have had it. Yeah, but as I said, it's my turn. Yeah, it's my turn. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I think that as I said about fear previously now before you came in here, about fear and confidence as opposed to fear and love, because love is all there is. Also in the fear there is some sort of love and so on, but just a little bit limited. But anyways, I think that confidence is the thing, actually. And then I mean confidence in your real self. The confidence in your ego will always be like weak still, so it doesn't work. Therefore also attacking things will always be weaker. uh yeah, you have no love, but you are love, my love. There is love all over. You haven't discovered it probably right now, but it's there. And that's what we do in the medicine wheel. We learn to discover or perceive with our also so with our soul and spirit as well, because that's what it is. Spirit is love. Yeah. So, and also believe, when you start to understand your your capacity, how capable you are to create, talking about magic there. And so the more you realize that, you will be blown away by your own beauty and how wonderful you are and how creative and capable you are. I mean, when you know that you can influence your whole life, yeah, then what is there not to love? Let's say. Yeah, they will always. I think I started out there. I had that sensation all my life that my spirit guides were there for me, and they were always loving. So I didn't feel unloved ever. I don't think. Oh, I understand. Yeah, no, no, but that is easily fixed. I say. But you read that book. Why don't you have that book? Must be crap then. Doesn't it even show how to? Uh, what's the point of it all? No, I'm just kidding. I think it's because you focus on that wrong guy, not wrong guy. Because even if it's a twin flame, it's about you still belong together. You don't. Not me. You don't. Other person here read the book. Was it? Oh, sorry. I was, yeah, maybe. Okay, sorry. And so that's why we need to read it. Anyways, but I think also that you need to focus on something else, because even if um, that's your twin flame, whenever you are, this is what I've heard about twin flames, whether true or not. On some level, it is. When you love yourself, or embrace yourself, accept yourself fully, then you will meet that one, or you will be together with that one. I don't even aim for it when it comes to mine, because he's married, and we have we have a friendly, loving connection, but that's it. And that's totally fine. I mean, that's what I want it to be. I don't want it to be anything different. If it would ever in some other lifetime be, probably it would be awesome. But I mean, it's not important to rush that either. I think you need to, if you want that physical love, that's there for you. I think to just pick it up, it's there for you. Yeah. But we have to live. I mean, to make space, as I said before, about this whole um there need to be a vacuum, do you say, or there need to be some room for in within ourselves also to open up to something else new. So sometimes I think, or I think that's the case always, that the universe take things away to make room for something else. Even when new little lovely babies are born, we don't want people to pass on and things like that to happen, but we want the new ones to come in. And I mean, this whole process of life, which is also death part of it, that needs to be in motion. It needs to happen. And we need to close certain doors, not forever maybe, but to be ready to open up to something new, I think. Yeah. Shall I go soon or what? So, and yeah, it's good though. Ask your guides to guide you, because I also heard this, which I believe in. If you have a desire for something, if there is something you want, problem is, if you want it all, probably it's very ego, and you need to develop more spiritual. Rather know better who you are, so to speak. I'm talking about myself in that case, but otherwise, if you have a desire, if you want something, even that physical love, that is a calling. That is something you are meant to have. Otherwise, you wouldn't have it. You wouldn't want it. So it's there for you, and just maybe you need to ask them to guide you towards it and be open to it, and not fixate it onto one person, because since we are all one, that love, or that what you can share with someone, can come from whomever. We sometimes stand in our own way so much, and we have prejudice about certain things. We don't know what we miss, because we do block things and keep those fixated ideas. And we shouldn't block our own happiness, no. We are here to enjoy things. So let me know if you get some. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I'm really glad you were here today and brightened my day. I did not mean to have this as a working place all almost all day. But yeah, hope you check in again. And yeah, I think I will. I really would love to do also more witchy videos. This was meant to be about the medicine wheel, which is also here. We have a little coven, little group, and the medicine wheel is like about. Yeah, I told about that already, but it's in our group. We also decided that someone who wants to maybe learn about witchy things should first go through the medicine wheel here, both to get to know each other and touch on to certain subjects on a light level. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. But anyways, I would love to have some witchy discussions on this channel as well. I hope maybe we should have a little book club. Read about that book at least and see what comes out of it, what we learn. So yeah, this is a fun place to be with all the consequences. I just did my first protection spell the other night. Oh, no, you don't have to tell it, but fun, nice. Yeah. And there is so many. It's really fun and creative overall, first of all, but also when you start to know and see the power of what you do, that's fabulous. That's just fabulous. But it doesn't matter to those who don't know. You don't know. Yeah, it does. It influences them too. But it makes no sense to those. But that's awesome. And also in Munaki, or in this tradition of this medicine wheel, they don't talk about good and bad energies or protection in that sense. But they talk about, there is nothing out there to be protected against, but there are though. But then again, in that tradition, they talk about light and heavy energy rather than good or evil or stuff like that. As well as, some energy that is beneficial or nourishing for someone can be harming to someone else. And so it's about what balances us, how we feel balanced, and I'm glad you that's a love spell, actually. In that good sense, to not what they talk about then when you do those circles and so on, or like you also call in the elements, or those the four winds in when you make a so-called circle, hold a circle in the medicine wheel as well. And what they mean, and what many witches also mean is that you keep your energy stable. You don't get so easily influenced. And for you who have this, who have so much water energy, I mean, it's good to be able to be so fluid, though, just keep flowing on. But I mean, to do that, to not be so influenced emotionally, especially, then that would be awesome. And then also below and above, we call on, so to speak, as well. Yeah. So it becomes like a sphere rather than a circle, of course. We call it just a circle. In those films they make about those kinds of things, they do like a circle, but it's very, yeah. Okay, I will go now, and take care, and we will talk. Oh yeah, keep on doing that, and we will talk another day. Now I will go out in the winter landscape here. We talk soon. Bye bye.